But,
like, he didn't tell you what it meant.
Well, he told me what it meant, but there was that was the story. It was just an inside joke. It's like, which makes it almost even better. Like there's not even a grand.
Right.
You're just wearing a shirt. This is beautiful. He told me you get looks in Chinatown. You wear it. So I feel like I got to have that displayed. That's a good thing. I always try to put things people give me. Got this from Milo Mac right here. Loads, the premiere right behind you. Loose Ends. That was cool. This is given to me by Jack Dwyer, and this is, he called it, what the fuck? Dopamine decor. Dopamine decor is what he called it.
Dopamine decor.
It's from the Cash Bash. I actually have Jack Dwyer's resume right there, which no one ever says anything about, but it's always there. I just feel like shit people give me. I feel like that's the best possible thing I could just
throw it into the fucking.
It just
studio.
makes more sense, right?
It's fun, yeah.
It makes it feel communal. Like, and I feel I should put that out there more so people know to do that, to bring things in, because really I'm gonna run out of space pretty soon. You know. Not too long ago, I started bringing the baseball bat in here because it was sitting out there, and I almost feel like that's funny because I never really think of. I was looking at it one day and I was thinking, like, I wonder if a guest ever just looks over at the baseball bat and thinks, like, I wonder if that's in case the podcast goes bad.
Yeah, in case they get out of line, you just crack them.
Yeah, because it's a real baseball bat. I mean.
It's aluminum?
It's within arms.
Yeah, this will fuck somebody up.
I know. You swing it hard enough, dude, you could kill somebody.
Yeah. I mean,
at their head,
you
could kill somebody.
We're scaring the shit
But if you weren't, I know, he's like, why are they? I
got a wooden one that I keep.
Even at a limb, like, I don't know. Yeah, if you swung it hard, because I'm barely moving. Yeah,
the thing is that the you hit somebody with a wooden one hard enough, it will break. This will not break. It might dent a little, it might whatever, but you're fucking somebody up with this.
I wish I could play baseball, because the thing is, maybe I could pitch, but I don't think I could hit the ball with the bat.
Yeah.
Do they have like designated pitchers?
They have like batting cages.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what I'm saying is, if you were playing baseball, would you just pitch or would you have to do both?
You'd have to do both, I think.
Fuck.
Yeah. Honestly, that's a real James Najjar question. He's very he loves baseball. I could care less.
I thought you meant like James
idea.
Najjar question. Like, that's the type of question James would ask because he just doesn't understand.
There's for him. It's three things. It's baseball, it's trains, and it's fucking planes. It's the complete autism spectrum.
Well, it just reminded me of that
obsessions.
joke he has about, like, you know, he might be. I can't remember what the setup is, but he didn't know that there was he thought New Orleans because there was an Old Orleans. Like, that's what I thought you meant when you said that was a James Najjar question.
So that's 100% real.
Yeah, I know.
I was there witness. I was there witnessing it for the very, very first time.
I know James well enough to know that that's real. I don't even need you to tell me.
It was
I know him well enough to know.
It was him,
dude.
So I was there the first time he did it on stage, and then we went for we went. It was at my buddy's, and we went and got tacos afterwards, and we're sitting there. There's a group of us, and he was asking about the joke. Does it sound something? And one of my friends looked at him, and he goes, you really thought? He goes, wait a minute, you actually thought that? He's like, hey, yeah. And he goes, did you know you could file for disability? You know.
That's a good. He should add that to the joke.
He did eventually. Yeah.
Right?
He added a version of that.
Because I mean, yeah, I feel like I've had similar experiences to that, where there are things in my life where I've realized I have to be. There's got to be something.
Oh, dude, I'm somewhere on that spectrum. I don't know where.
I don't want to be one of those guys. Like, I hate to be that guy who's like, oh, I'm on the spectrum, like self-diagnosed. I don't want to be that person.
No.
But there are things that I've done verifiably that I know that I've done where it's like, okay, I don't think other people would have done that. I don't think most normal people. And I'll give you an example. So when I was a child, and I was potty trained, but I want to say probably from when I was somewhere around 5 or 6, I don't know where it starts, until I don't even know when, like 10 maybe, I would put up both seats when I would go to the bathroom, right? So I wouldn't just put up the main toilet seat.
Oh, you'd use right on the
right on the
porcelain. Yeah.
Right on the porcelain.
Yeah.
Who would do that?
My buddy. I have a buddy that does that.
But he does it on purpose.
No, yeah.
See, yeah, I just didn't know any better. That's what I mean. And I feel like most people would understand the function of both of those seats.
Yeah, one's a seat, one's to, you raise it so you don't piss all over the seat. Right.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for me, I just did not see it that way. And I know I didn't see it that way.
To go up.
Yeah. How else would I have made that mistake? So I know I gotta be somewhere along the line. There's no way. There's no way I'm not. Because who would do that? And I think that's what makes me an artist. I like to paint it all in a beautiful, broad stroke. I think it's because it makes me make art, so it's all good. But I'm also a lunatic. I think that's the beautiful thing about artists. I bet you got some craziness in you, Dimitri Venice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of superstitions.
Superstitions.
Yeah.
That's what it is for you. That's your crazy. That's like your. You think that's where you're the craziest? Is your superstitiousness?
Probably, and like a little obsessive with certain things, like overthink. I
like
overthink
OCD a little bit.
If not OCD, damn near borderline.
Yeah.
I definitely had like a version of that when I was a kid. Like if somebody like touched my arm, I'd have to like have them touch the other arm just to like kind of even out. Shit like that, or like
you touch me, I touch you type deal.
Yeah.
So we're even.
Yeah, like just to like even out. Or like I remember burning my thumb one time on a fucking, I can't remember what I did with my shit. No, gotta burn this one. Like
really,
it wasn't like I outgrew that pretty fast. I want to say it was like between the ages of like whatever age you're in like first and second grade. Like I remember like 2-ish weird, like
that's pretty wild.
Yeah,
that one's pretty wild.
Yeah. It was
I burn one thumb, gotta burn the other.
or just like say or like I would say. If I said something and fucked it up, I'd have to like say it again, and I'd say it like 3 or 4 times because I know the other
that
version
one,
of
though,
that.
I think is normal. I think a lot of people probably do that.
Yeah,
for like it's like you fucked it up. Oh, like why would I say it that way? This is how you say it,
and then, not stop thinking about it.
Yeah,
like I remember shit from when I was like a kid still.
I always wonder how common that is because I think that's part of the human condition. Truly, is to.
It has to be.
Animals don't do that. Animals don't think about the past and the future.
No, they don't give a fuck.
They don't give a fuck. One of my favorite Zen statements or Zen koans is like, "What does the cow think?" or something like that. The answer is moo.
Yeah.
Because that's you can derive whatever you want from that. That's the whole point of it. But I mean, to me, it's as simple as it seems. The cow thinks moo because that's what the fucking cow thinks. It's not complicated. It's not. We just overthink it as humans, and we think about the past all the time as if it affects the present more than it actually does. And in that, we make it affect the present, and we form the present around the past. But we can do that as humans, whereas animals do not do that. They just don't. I feel like, you don't because you don't even know to. You don't think of yourself in such a way if you're an animal. You just probably don't. You don't form such a self-conception, right?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that separates us, right?
That's exactly it. I would say that is the thing.
Yeah.
I would even go as far to say that is what makes you a human, is that you can do that. Because every human does it. You define yourself by the rest of your life.
Right, right. And that's why there's so many classless animals out there. Like, somebody cuts you off in traffic. He wasn't thinking. Dude, he wasn't fucking thinking.
See, now that's where me as a human, I do well because I'm good at evaluating the danger, and I just think, well, I can't be as crazy as them. They could be crazier than me. Yeah. I might be crazy enough to yell at them, but they might be crazy enough to chase me afterwards.
They might be crazy enough to shoot, but then you just have to be crazy enough to shoot back.
I had a friend who got chased home after doing some like road rage thing.
I had somebody follow me once.
Yeah,
I got out of the car and said, "Where the fuck are we doing this?" And it was fucked because I was driving my grandmother home, and it was right on like Lincoln in California, and this fucking guy just didn't signal. And he rolls his window down, starts yelling at me. I think it was Polish because he kept saying kurva. So he was just like, why did that signal, kurva? I'm like, shut the fuck up. I'm like, you're wrong here. You're wrong here. You were too slow. Yeah. So we just exchanged. He's like, fuck you. And I let him have it. And it's like, okay, you can't fucking understand me. I understood 2 words that you said. This is completely fruitless.
You're not communicating.
So yeah. So fuck, I get to my grandmother's house, and then there he is, just parked. I'm like, okay. So I didn't want to like stop right in front of my grandmother's house. So I was like, I circled the alley, And then finally, I'm like, all right, he's not leaving. He's waiting right there. I got out. I was like, what are you going to do? I'm like, are we doing this or not? And he just kind of like froze a little bit and then drove off. But it's like, what the fuck did you follow me for? I didn't have anything on me either because I wasn't driving my car.
Yeah.
So, you know. Usually I keep like a sledgehammer or like a baseball bat in the trunk.
Just people are crazy. I mean, like if you pull out his sledgehammer, he would realize,
is just
he's
like, he's
crazier
nuts.
than me.
Baseball
it's
bat,
all
anybody
an
can
act
pull
of
it.
like who's crazier than the other.
It's a deterrent. I just tell people it's a deterrent, you know.
I need more deterrent. I think I look like a mark a lot of the time. You don't look as much like a mark as I do.
Maybe.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Because people wouldn't fuck with you before they would fuck with me. That's what I'm saying.
People, honestly, if someone's crazy enough, they'll fuck with anybody.
That's a great point.
You know what I mean?
If someone's crazy enough.
Yeah.
Because crazy people, I don't even think they make a distinction.
They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. I mean, you see it on the trains. You see it, you know, on buses and shit. All these videos.
They'll forget who you are. They'll fuck with you one day and forget who you are the next day. They won't even remember it was you that they assaulted the day before. They forgot.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, could you pop that door? She likes to make a scene out of coming and going. There you go.
Oh, can let you back in that,
yeah, it's so she's a drama queen. That's she didn't used to do that, but I think within the last 10 episodes or so, she's taken it upon herself to
fucking make her entrances.
Yeah. But yeah, subways. The subway is just dude.
Honest, I haven't taken it in years.
It's different than the bus.
Yeah, I know. I haven't taken the MTA. I haven't taken the CTA. I haven't.
Well, you have a car.
Well, yeah.
He
but
has a car.
I haven't. I can't.
I like to make the joke when I see Dimitri that like, oh, it's Chicago comedies. Oh, what is? I'm sorry, I'm fucking up my own bit right now. Oh, hey Dimitri, it's the Chicago comedy scene's favorite car. Nice to see you, man.
Thank you.
Because I just think it's funny because when I first met him, he was like, he had 3 comics he was taking from open mic to open mic. Like
yeah,
every
they just
time
kind of
I
like,
saw it,
they kind of just jump in the car with you. Like, oh, yeah, come on, I'm going to the next one. You know?
He like became a carpool. It's amazing.
Kind of, yeah.
Just by having, because that's why I make that joke, because it's like, I think comics, like they see a car and they think, oh, you know, I got to go the same way.
Yeah.
Like, it just naturally happens.
Yeah, don't take strangers, you know, especially, obviously don't take strangers with, you don't know people, but like, no, it was me and, so me and Nikki, our cars both fucked up around the same time.
Oh, yeah.
So his, but we would switch. Like Nikki would drive, I would drive, because we live like less than 5-10 minutes apart from each other. So we would either drive, but then once his car fucked up, I was like, all right, I'll go. But that was for like a good couple of months, like during the summer. It's like, all right, it just makes sense. Like we're all doing the same shit anyway. So,
yeah. Your car's nice too.
It's 20 years old. It's not anything special, but
it is something special.
Yeah, it's special to me. Like,
it's recognizable.
I very much know what it is. Like it's just an American fucking car, and it's, you know, it's 20 years old. It's a 4.6. It's not the 5.0 that everyone has.
You're talking it down, but like the thing is, when I see your car, I know it's you. You see what I'm saying? Like I feel like your car is like, it at least has personality. Like you're talking about the stats. And I'm just thinking about like the image that I see when I see Dimitri roll up.
I appreciate that. That's fun. Yeah, it's got a little bit of an aura, as the kids say, right?
Wasn't it like it's a Mustang? Yeah,
it's a Mustang. Yeah,
yeah, and it's an older Mustang.
Yeah, it's an 05.
It's older Mustangs have a certain personality. Like I think I was driving my mom's Mustang for a little while, and I just want to say, what year was it? Because that's what I'm trying to remember is what year it was. It was 2012. The 2012 Mustang?
Yeah.
2011. It was a convertible Mustang, so that was nice. Its top would go up and down.
Yeah.
I can say now on a microphone, this is another way that I can tell you guys I am certifiably some type of idiot, is that I rode the Mustang home from my girlfriend's house to my mom's house one day. It's about 20-minute drive on the highway, right?
Yeah.
It's a 20-minute back and forth. And I had the top down, and it started raining while I was on the highway. And so my reaction was, okay, I'm just going to drive faster and get through this and lean in. Yeah. So basically you lean in to where you have the glass over you. And the gravity helps. If you're going faster, the gravity pushes the rain back.
It'll get it, yeah.
You just get home. So
you didn't think I should just pull over, put the top back up?
No, dude. I'm an idiot. I don't know what's wrong with me.
I see.
When I look back,
I see what you're talking about now.
It displays. Yes. That's what I'm telling you. It displays growth. Because I can look back and I can say, oh, you know what? That was not a smart thing to do.
Yeah.
But I distinctly remember doing it. I distinctly remember being in the moment and thinking, you know what? This is my reaction to this. This is the proper thing to do. And you know what? Probably part of it was my mom's car, and I was a stupid kid. Like, that has to be
How old were you?
In this instance, I want to say I'm like 17.
Oh, yeah. You were retarded. That's all it is.
Yes, I'm telling you.
At that age, we all were.
Well, and we all, I would even hold to that we all still are. We all are a little bit. Never let go of that.
I don't think anybody's
Never
in the
let
right
go of
mind.
it.
No. And you
It
need
keeps you stronger.
Keeps you, that's that certain strength.
I think there's a duality in that, in the fact that you need to know that you are not the smartest to be wise at all. Like, in order to have wisdom, you need to know that you are not smart.
Yes.
So you need to know that there are so many things you don't know. And that's how you get smarter. And it's that attitude towards life that I think is the smartest attitude. And I would say that's why IQ is really just like a small version of smart, because there's
overall intelligence.
Emotional intelligence, and you know, there's physical intelligence,
social intelligence. So
yeah.
many people lack now.
Exactly. Yeah, street smarts. You know,
So
there's
street smarts,
all those things where it's like, what would you do? Because yeah, you might be able to recite information from a book, and that's great, but can you handle an emotional situation, or can you handle like if you were in customer service, like can you handle customers coming at you with like some bullshit? What do you do in that situation?
Yeah.
If you're a comic, like how do you have to have a lot of emotional intelligence, I would say. It's a lot more a lot more about emotional intelligence in comedy than it is about like book smarts and being able to read a room rather than read a book.
Right.
You know what I'm
Definitely.
saying? But yeah, so what was my how to get into that? What was my
got
point?
here from.
I was getting somewhere. Well, you know, I can tell you that whole idea. You can see the book right there, Emotional Intelligence.
There it is,
book's
yeah.
right there. It's a great book, and it's kind of where that idea that I just presented is laid out. Somebody did it better than me. I think it was like they were saying that the school system was a problem because the school system focuses on IQ, and we should have a school system that focuses on. They even presented like I think it was 5 different types of intelligence. So it's like botanical, like plants, like I said, physical, emotional, and then there's 2 more, like book smarts would be the other one, and there's one more that I'm not remembering. But really, you could maybe spiritual, and then maybe political. I mean, you could just keep going. There's all kinds of intelligence. But I think that's what makes people so special, even, right? Is you meet people, and I think people just discount things like, oh, they're not smart. Oh, that's how I got into it, because it's like, it's okay to be an idiot.
Right, yeah.
Because it is.
Like driving with the top down.
Like driving with the top down.
In the rain.
Because it's great to be, that's why I love when people are kind of a little bit of a freak, in a sense. Because you can pick what you want from anybody. You can find anything in anybody.
Yeah.
It's, you know, I think people just write people off. Like, oh, they're not as good as I want people to be.
Yeah.
You know, and that's just not the right way to look at it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that like people not being as good as you want them to be. They let you down. You know, they disappoint you a little bit.
And they always will.
Yeah,
and they always. If you have expectations, from
fuck
people,
that, yeah. To be,
you should be expecting nothing. Yeah, you should
expect nothing and expect less.
Yeah, you should not. If they're a good person, you're amazed. If they're a good person, you're like, wow, you're above and beyond. You know, and that's why I would say like the best people stand out so much. That's why, like, you know, when you really meet a great person, you hold on to them and you try your best to hold on to that, because like, you know, it's hard to find that, because you shouldn't even expect that. Like, you know, if you have too many good people around you, you will have false expectations, because those are rare.
Yeah,
you know, it's hard to find good people.
Yeah, it's like growing up, you know, in like a smaller town, and you know, like your town, you know, your people, you know, your friends, and you've weeded out whoever, and then now you move to like a bigger city, maybe like you go to college and you're in a dorm, and it's like, oh, these people are fucking animals, you know?
Yeah.
It's like maybe it's growing up different, maybe it's you're always going to get some kind of culture shock, right?
I think so. And I think, I guess it depends who you are, too. Because everybody is the different strokes for different folks type of thing, right? Yeah. Where I just am not going to resonate with the same thing as, like, we have different frequencies, me and somebody else maybe. And maybe your group of friends all get along perfect. But if I hung out with you guys, I would just be... yeah,
you could be like the wedge or the fucking, or whatever. It's
trying to fit a square peg in a round hole type of deal. Like, it just is not working out. Like, I might as well just hang out with my friends. What am I doing over here? Yeah. But that'll just happen, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's it's interesting because now that podcasts are so big, I'll just find new podcasts sometimes, and I try to think I don't listen to too many different ones, so I'll try to find new ones. And every now and then I'll find one, and I want to say which one I'm thinking about, and I'll listen to it. And I'll be like, oh, these people are in like a whole different world than me. Yeah. Like, this is just completely a whole different universe. I don't even operate like that. I don't even think or operate like this. It's different than watching like Keeping Up with the Kardashians or something, because
fucking show.
That's obviously a different reality, but that's, you know how real it is.
That's not reality. That's just a fabrication of just
it's very
nonsense.
Serialized and dramatized. Whereas a podcast, you can only do so much of that. So when you're just watching two people talk and they're in a whole different universe, you're like, wow, this is actually, because it makes you realize how fucking different everybody is.
Right. It's not fabricated. It's not like made for views. There isn't like a whole production team behind it telling them what to say, what to do, whatever.
Yeah.
It's just, my buddy, the way he puts it, it's two dickheads talking. Two
dickheads. I would go as far to say like something like fucking Talk to a dude. Like something like that is a whole different world than the world I'm in. And that's interesting for me to look at. Like, I wouldn't write it off. It's just interesting to look at. It's like, wow, this fucking not people that I know. Or what's another, like, what's the other one? Call Her Daddy. That's another huge podcast where it's like not my circle at all.
Yeah,
but it's interesting for me to look at and observe.
Yeah,
it's like, wow, this exists.
Yeah, it's the one chick talking all the celebrity chicks, right?
Yeah, and I don't know how she got popular. I think she's a social media personality. Like, she got popular.
She was on the and I don't know too much about Barstool or whatever. I think she was part of David Portnoy's thing. Sure? I honestly have no fucking
I'm gonna look it
clue.
up, because Call Her Daddy, I just want to see what her name is, even, because I don't want to completely not know anything. Spotify exclusive, hosted by Alex Cooper. I don't even know who the fuck that is at all, actually. I had no idea. This whole time, I just heard the name of that podcast, and I just nodded along. I guess I never even thought to look up her name, because that is not what my guess would have been. So it launched in 2018. She must be from social media then, because that name doesn't sound familiar to me. Let me see if I go to American podcaster, co-created Call Her Daddy, a weekly comedy and advice podcast on Spotify. It's very popular.
I think she had like bigger numbers than Rogan or something, or somebody had bigger numbers than Rogan for like a week or something like that.
Yeah, like and again, what's interesting about it is the whole different circle than somebody like Rogan. It's not even the same people at all listening to this.
Yeah.
So she started at Barstool. You're right. After college, she moved to New York City and worked in advertising sales. In 2018, Cooper and her roommate, Sophia Franklin, created the Call Her Daddy podcast. 1 month after its first episode, it was acquired by Barstool Sports. Oh, so the podcast came first, and then they got signed to Barstool. Like, they acquired it. Barstool was like, oh, this shit's going to pick up. We're going to pump a bunch of advertising into it.
So is she on Barstool then, or she's part of that
network? Well, then it went to Spotify.
Okay.
And I guess in 2024... they moved over to Sirius XM. Shout out fucking what's his name, Howard Stern. Yeah, paving the way for all these other folks. Is he the OG? Is he the one? He kind of is the OG
for podcasts, or?
For like podcast radio, like the whole thing where it's like kind of doing what you want, like the whole guerrilla radio type of podcast type thing.
The shock jock thing.
Kind of probably would be one of the first big names to really do it.
I would say so.
It's why you always see, like, when Joe Rogan talks about Howard Stern, he's always nice about it, even though he probably doesn't like Howard Stern. Because Howard Stern's talked a lot of shit about Joe Rogan. Yeah. But Joe Rogan never says anything bad about Howard Stern. And it's probably because he looks up to Howard Stern
Could be.
Howard Stern's just being a dick, and he doesn't want to come back with that at all, which is the right thing to do. You should, if somebody's being mean to you, you should just take the high road.
Well, you tell them to go fuck
themselves.
Yeah,
you could.
I know.
You could.
No,
but what if it's somebody you look up to? Like, what if it's fucking, I don't know, pick a role model of yours.
Like they say, oh yeah, don't meet your heroes.
Yeah, like pick any role model of yours and just like imagine them saying, oh, fuck Dimitri Venice.
Yeah, that
would you
suck.
go out and then say, oh, well, fuck him?
Yeah, probably.
like I'm trying to think of
fuck
if
you
Eminem
too.
said fuck Ruse, I could not go out and say fuck Eminem.
Probably not.
I'd have to be like, oh man, well it sucks Eminem thinks that.
Yeah,
Eminem's cool.
I don't know. I don't think he would say that about you. I think he'd like your rhymes and your flow.
I think so. I'd like to think so.
I think so. Yeah.
But that's why I picked that example.
Another rapper from Michigan, so you know.
That's why it would hurt so bad.
Yeah, that would be devastating. I'd fucking
be like, no.
We're neighbors.
yeah, right. But yeah, so what else we got here? I think anything else interesting about Call Her Daddy? I know she had like big guests. Like I know she had Michelle Obama on there. Maybe if I just type in Call Her Daddy biggest guests, it'll pop right up. Okay, so we got Zayn Malik, from One Direction. Oh my God. Haley Bieber. See what I'm saying? Like there's like a whole different group of people.
Like
you'll see.
I know of these people, but this is totally like your generation of stuff. Like
it's kind of even away from me.
Like
I know these people kind of. Like Zayn, I kind of know, and
I know
Bieber,
I know the band,
know.
the One Direction band.
Yeah. The only reason I'm that's some trivia I'm proud I knew. Okay, because I think it's only because I dated a girl who was a One Direction fan.
Right.
I think, we got Cardi B.
Okay.
Gwyneth Paltrow. That's that's a solid pull right there. That's a solid pull right there.
Demon.
She's a demon, but she's a demon you want to talk to. Mia Khalifa.
I'd be fine.
See, Mia Khalifa's never been on Rogan. All right, Mia Khalifa, come on.
Right.
You know Mia Khalifa, right?
Yeah, the artist,
the artist,
the jewelry maker, whatever.
Heidi Klum. So, yes, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie. See, this is the whole thing I'm saying. Is like these are people I would never even imagine to speak to. And
you never know. Do you think?
I'm not writing these people off.
No,
that's my whole point.
Yeah.
Is I think it's interesting to hear because it's like, whoa, this is fucking. I would never even think to have this conversation or have this conversation.
Well, and also, like, would you be doing a Google search to see? Oh, I wonder what Nicole Richie thinks of fucking whatever.
No.
Or like, what podcast has Nicole Richie been on? I'd love to hear what she's been talking about for 2 hours. It's a seat for every an ass for every seat, right? Whatever the fuck they say.
Yeah, and what it makes me think of right now is have you seen Tim Dillon go on like these random YouTubers podcasts every now and then? Have you seen he's been on H3's podcast? He was on
H3 is the Ethan guy, right?
Yeah, Ethan Klein. If you're familiar with YouTube, you know who H3 is. Like if you're familiar with especially the YouTube of like 2012 to 2018.
That's kind of like when I was watching him. Well, that's why it was like it's Ethan something.
Because it was
Klein,
Vape Nation and all that.
That I don't
The
remember.
H3 podcast was pretty big for a while. There's actually some solid things about. I'll circle back to that because I don't want to lose track. But the H3 podcast, there's some stuff worth talking about when it comes to comedy and comedians. Yeah. But fuck, dude, that made me lose my train of thought again. What was that? Why did I bring up H3? Because
we're talking about podcasts. We're talking about guests on podcasts. People you'd never think to talk about.
Yeah.
It happens.
God
it happens
damn
to the best of them.
Last time I got to it. Last time it came back to me. But the thing is, like,
it'll come back when you least expect it.
When you least expect it.
When you're not looking for it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think well, I guess I'll say the thing I was going to say about H3 is with H3 he had fuck, dude. Why did I bring up H3 though? God damn it. Oh, it's gonna upset me because if I go on this whole other segment, I'm gonna completely go off of it. That's why I try not to do that.
You'll remember in the middle of that, I'll throw you off of that one, and then you'll go into the other one.
This, folks, you're inside of my brain right now.
Let's try to figure this out together. All right, so we went H3. It was okay. So backtrack it even more. It was Alex Cooper, right?
Yeah.
Barstool.
Yeah.
She had big guests. We're talking about Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, a generational thing. YouTube of 2012.
Yeah.
And that's why you brought up H3.
Yeah.
Because you said he's done some interesting things with comedians in podcasts or something.
Tim Dillon, though.
Tim Dillon.
That was the thread. That was the one thread I needed.
That's all it is, bro.
That was
all
the
it is.
secret.
You just gotta like,
Thank you.
wait, yeah.
God, you're good.
And I have ADD like a motherfucker. Like, I think I don't know which version. I got A through Z. I don't know what the fuck it is.
I'm glad we got that on camera because you actually did that really effectively. Like you laid it out just enough for my brain to go ba-ding.
I just pointed it. I just pointed you in the right direction.
You gave me just enough. All right, so yeah, Tim Dillon. So the thing is, he's been on H3's podcast, and I can't remember the other. It was a big YouTube personality, and she's a girl. I think Tana Mojo, TanaCon. She did TanaCon, which is another crazy YouTube story. Oh. She had a convention where like a bunch of kids dragged their parents to it, and it was terribly put together in LA, and there was no water, and they're all just like dying in the heat. And it was just it was bad. It was bad. It was like moving towards the level of like an Astro World failure where like Travis Scott killed
died.
2 of his fans or whatever it was. You know, shout out Travis Scott dropping more albums. But which is funny because when Astro World happened, I'm like, how is this gonna work out for him? And I guess it just works out. Same thing with Tana.
Just fine. Yeah.
It goes really bad, and then I guess
if anything, it makes it better for them.
Yeah.
They just you
just got to let it blow over. Best thing you can do is barely apologize. You can apologize, but don't go too hard in the apology.
Look at Logan Paul.
Yes. If you go too well, he went too hard on the apology. You got to be careful. If you go too hard on the apology, people will look at you, and that's again YouTube. If you know YouTube, you know the YouTube apologies. YouTuber apologies. It's always like they're staring at the camera. They're gonna cry. Like there's literally tropes to YouTube apologies.
Well,
Logan Paul's was a very
to keep their fucking job, to keep their whatever, and like their endorsements
very political.
and their bullshit. Yeah,
it's a political apology.
I mean, but you get fucking presidents and whatever getting away with literal crazy shit. You know, the YouTubers aren't gonna fucking they got. I mean, I don't even want to mention the fucking files, but you know what I mean? Like, yeah, they're doing that. Who gives a fuck what some asshole did in a forest in Japan 15 years ago?
Yeah, Filthy Frank's not in the files. All right.
Filthy Frank. Oh my God, I completely forgot about that guy.
Yeah.
Fuck, who was the other one? Mofo or something. That whole crew was just a bunch of psychos from Australia.
Well, there was Filthy Frank. There's H3 again. There's iDubbbz. There's a few other people.
I know Mofo Max because he did a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff. He was I think he was with Filthy Frank or whatever. Maybe he was a guest and they did collaborators.
I was never too big into Filthy Frank. I just know
Me neither. I just know of him because of the other guy.
Yeah. Do you want to try to coerce Oscar? He's just going to awkwardly stand there until you invite him. But yeah, but my whole thing was, I think it's interesting how Tim Dillon, like,
he's a funny fuck.
Because he's so funny, his politics are obviously so different than these YouTubers. That's kind of what makes it even funnier, is like Tim Dillon, like, he wouldn't agree with these people on like issues, but he's just such a good comedian that like he can make jokes about those topics to their face, and everybody's gonna. It's like what Norm Macdonald would do. Like, you probably wouldn't have agreed with a lot of the people who thought Norm Macdonald was funny and would talk with Norm Macdonald. Probably wouldn't agree with him on a lot of topics, but they would still laugh at his jokes.
You ever see the View interview he did with?
That's one of the best examples, right?
Because it was so perfect.
He's so perfect because he can. I mean, when I was talking with Sir Trey, he was telling me about how when you're doing open mics, a lot of it's about stage presence and like getting better at stage presence. And I would say like that's ultimately a lot of what comedy is mastering who you are and what you are and how you present yourself more than anything. And then it's forming jokes around that. And the best examples are the best comics, right? Because you look like a Norm Macdonald, and it's like he's such a strong personality. He could take that personality to any room. He doesn't have to change it. He doesn't have to morph it or do anything. That's why he can go on The View and do the same jokes he would do anywhere else. And he's just funny anywhere. He's just always funny. And it's... I wish I could do it. I can't do a Norm Macdonald.
Well, he was in one of the last projects I think he was part of was the Mike Tyson Mysteries.
Yeah,
that's a great like just like just you roll up a fucking joint, you're smoking, you just watch that with like some fucking munchies or whatever.
Yeah,
well, like it's a great one to just kind of like melt, like one of those just like Adult Swim fucking like 2:00 in the morning, just like let me just completely melt in front of the TV kind of shows. But I just remember he played the pigeon. He played one of my licensed pigeons. It was so fucking funny.
He played the genie on Fairly Odd Parents.
Yeah, he did.
He did.
That
That was probably the first time I'd ever seen Norm Macdonald as a kid, and I didn't even know it was him.
And you didn't know who it was him, yeah.
Because I found out afterwards, and I remember hearing it and being like, whoa, like connecting the dots in my brain. Yeah. But Norm Macdonald, he is funny because I found him when I was in like 8th grade or 9th grade, so like 2011, and that was when he was doing Norm Macdonald Live, which, by the way, folks, for the longest time I've been spreading misinformation. I thought Norm Macdonald Live was gone from the internet. I thought you could never see it ever again because this is how I discovered Norm Macdonald, and I'd been trying to find it. I was looking on YouTube. I was like, where is it? And I couldn't find it anywhere.
Well, you can't find it on YouTube anyway.
You can't find it on Google even. You got it. The only way I could find it is it's on like the Wayback Machine. They have it archived, bruh. They have all the episodes there archived. It's this website that's basically an archive of the internet, but this is like, I didn't even know they had stuff like this. I thought they just archived websites, so you just had like an older version of a certain page, but they actually have somebody downloaded and uploaded all the episodes within like a certain area of the website, so you can just watch all the episodes in Norm Macdonald Live. And dude, that's so awesome to me because it's fucking Norm Macdonald's podcast.
Right. Well, how come? Why is it gone from YouTube though? Was it just never on YouTube?
It was. That was where I found it. That's why I thought it was
gone.
gone.
Were you watching like full episodes?
Now there's some clips.
Okay.
But you can't find the full episodes anywhere. And there's like, I'm talking big ass guests. I'm talking Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm talking fucking Larry King. I'm talking fucking what's the guy? He plays Evan Almighty, Bruce
Jim
Almighty,
Carrey?
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Jim Carrey. Not Evan Almighty, that's Steve Carell.
That's Steve Carell, yeah.
But so many big guests. And it ended up being a show on Netflix that went for 10 or 20 episodes. But it was actually, in my opinion, it was better.
Show.
Yeah, it was like the Norm Macdonald show.
He did have a Netflix.
Yeah, and Roseanne was on there.
Roseanne Barr, yeah.
I think
fucking love
David Letterman was on there. There was some big guests on there too, but it was just I love all those guys too.
Yeah.
But dude, I'm just telling, like when they were doing it on the fucking podcast on the internet, because there was no holds barred. It was just Norm, and it was still like that on the Netflix thing, but it really felt like it was just Norm Macdonald being Norm Macdonald, and there was not anything else. Especially like so one of the things he would do is there would be like Norm Macdonald jokes that are clearly like Norm Macdonald jokes. Like it's written for his type of delivery. Like he has to say it like this. Because you know how he does his jokes. Yeah. And then he gives that joke to somebody like David Letterman or Jerry Seinfeld. And
they read it like them.
But he doesn't tell them it's his jokes. If they ever ask, like, who wrote these things? So he'll be like, I don't know, some guy. Yeah. Some guy that works for us. I have no idea. You know, and he never has any idea. And then they'll tell the joke, and he's like, that one was bad. Maybe the next one. So it's basically a setup for them to do bad. Is how it works. So this is why he gets kicked out, because he doesn't know how to handle himself. Yeah, this is exactly what happens. Yeah, but he'll try to get comfortable for 4 hours, and then he'll never get. He doesn't know how to get comfortable. Poor guy. You're doing a good job at keeping him.
You try. You just gotta like.
He doesn't know what to do. Yeah. You know, someone, because we're not being obvious about what we're talking about, if someone's listening to this, just audio, they're like, is there another man in the room?
Yeah. Who's Oscar?
Who's this man?
Oh, yeah. If anyone's listening to this with no video.
Yeah, it makes me think. Did we ever say dog? Did we ever say dog?
His name's Oscar. He lives upstairs.
When it was Harry Jensen, I want to say, we kept saying Margot, and I think he made the joke, like, what if we were talking about like a gimp in the corner of the room? I mean, it was either him or Aaron Putnam. I might be mixing it up. I don't want to get it wrong, but somebody made the joke of Margot being a gimp on all fours.
I would believe it that it was Harry.
Me too.
Definitely the Harry thing. That's where his brain goes right away. Fucking love Harry, by the way.
He's a gimp guy for sure. Yeah. Excuse me. How is the comedy world for you, Dimitri Venice? How's it going for you right now?
It's been fun. It's been a lot of fun.
I haven't talked to you in like you actually scheduled this. We didn't address it. We scheduled this for a year since your last episode.
Yeah, I think it's been exactly a year because I remember I was looking back in the chat. I'm like, oh shit.
Well, that's why because I hit you up about a few months ago, and so this actually, I'll even say this was the longest I've ever scheduled an episode in advance so far.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm sure we'll beat this one day. But it was like a good 2 to 3 months because you said, April 1st, that'll mark a year.
That'll mark a year.
And I was like, you know what? He's right. That's probably
because I was
perfect.
looking at your availability and stuff. I'm like, I can't really do it these days. But I'm like, oh shit, the first one was April.
That's perfect.
I'm like, it's fate. We'll do it at the year mark.
Oh, so it just worked out like that, huh?
Yeah.
Because you're such a fucking busy guy, Dimitri.
No.
Yes, you are.
Lately, yeah. Which I'm very grateful, very blessed, very happy. But I was very. I didn't really feel like a comic or I still say aspiring comic.
Well, you've done it for a year.
I've done it for a year now, and I'm like.
It was last year in January, right?
A year and a half. It was last year, January. Good memory. But yeah, I started in January of 25, and it's been a year and a half. I've just made so many new friends, so many and good friends too. Met I don't know how many people, and done a number of shows. I host my own mic now with two of my buddies, Andre and Nikki. Shout out Comedy Cellar Open Mic. Cellar Dwellers Open Mic at Lottie's Pub.
When and where?
That's Tuesdays at 8. That's what we do at Lottie's.
8, Lottie's Pub.
Yeah.
And it is no drink. You don't have to buy a drink. You just go there. It's free.
No, you come, you hang out. I mean,
you get a microphone.
Well, here's the thing. You buy a drink, you get an extra minute.
You buy a drink, you get an extra minute.
Yeah,
folks.
but we leave it up to you.
No, but that's a good one. That's a solid offer.
Yeah,
right there.
yeah. We'll do record nights. We're still figuring that out, but we had that for a while where we hooked up with this guy Marco, who has his thing. Chicago is Mad, and he was recording sets and stuff. So we're figuring that out too. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like it's funny because just yesterday I was doing a thing where. With my Ruse Radio Instagram account, right? I only follow people who've been on the show. That's what I try to do because in my mind,
it also helps you keep track.
It helps me keep track. I think even just for what I see on that Instagram, I feel like it keeps it in that little community of people. I like that it does that, and I don't try to stray out of that ever. And it also helps with at this point now I can see people who are in that little net of people that have been on the show and who know the people who have been on the show because it's kind of like I've paved a little I don't know how to put it. It's like if it was a giant rock. It's like I've etched a little corner on the rock.
Yeah, you carved yourself a little fucking slice in there.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And so I can see the same people who are integrated in that same community as me because if I go so what I learned is because for the longest time I was thinking, why can't you and I don't think this exists. Why can't you look at just a list of the people who have the highest number of mutual followers as you? Because when you go to somebody's account, you can see mutual followers. Yeah. So what if I could just see a list of people who had 100 plus, just all those people who have 100 plus
see their mutuals,
just see the list
who
of,
it is. Yeah.
Not even see the mutuals, just see the list of people who are all within that same community as me. You see what I'm saying? If you have 100 plus mutual followers, that means we're both integrated in the same exact community. We're followed by the same people, so the same people know us.
Yeah.
And so for me, if I'm doing a podcast, it makes perfect sense because you're the perfect person for me to have on. 100 people. I think with because it says followed by. I think when it says that, it's actually talking about it's the people that you follow. So it's saying they're followed by people you follow. So if I follow someone, then and they follow so and so, and I go to so and so's account, it's going to tell me all of my friends that follow them because that tells you how many of your friends know someone. If I open up, if I meet you at an open mic and I pull up your Instagram, it'll instantly say, "Oh, you're followed by 50 of my friends."
Right.
So my point is why can't I see just the people who are followed by the most of my friends? Because wouldn't that be perfect? And so what I figured out is you can at least go to people's accounts, and if you go to suggested, you go to their followers, and then you go to following, and then you go over to suggested, and it'll give you the people they're following, and then you can go through and try to find the ones with the highest mutual followers. That's the closest you're going to get to getting to that list.
Yeah.
All this to say, I did that with like, I just made a big ass list to see whoever were the people with like the highest number. So that way that would basically mean out of all the people that have been on the podcast before, these are the people who would be like the most optimal in the sense that they're
like
in
they know
that
who
network.
you're talking to,
They know everyone I know.
Yeah.
And they fit in with that like I said, that little etch on that giant rock. They're in that little etch already, and they know the same people. And I can see so after I made that big list, I thought, oh, you know what, it'd be interesting if I even did that with the people who've already been on the show. So then I could see how many, because there's always like there's people who I like. And it doesn't really mean who's the best. That's what's interesting, because who's the best would be whoever's the best. Like, or like, I've had guests who are followed by 2 people that have been on the show. Like, nobody I know knows them. Like Chris Jones, I mentioned him, I think, before we started. He's a hypnotist. He's awesome. I'd recommend everybody look into him. His work is crazy. I think hypnotism's real. I think someone like him proves it.
I know it is. I have a buddy that really is like into like the whole hypnosis and everything.
Yeah.
And not that he's been trying to hypnotize people,
but it's real. Yeah.
But yeah. I mean, there's the power of suggestion and the power of.
Well, and I would even go as far to argue that hypnosis plays into all stage performance in a sense.
Probably. I mean,
when you kill in comedy, isn't it similar to hypnosis?
Don't you have them in a trance, so to speak? Yeah. Apparently, that's a thing that somebody recently talked to me about that.
I think so.
We weren't making fun, but there was a certain comic we were just like looking at his cadence and the way he kept saying shit in between jokes, just to kind of.
It's like swinging a pendulum.
Just about. He kept. I don't want to say what it is because it would be pretty obvious, but it was like he kept doing this. I'm like, oh, and then I'm like, isn't that fucking? And then my buddy looks at me he's like, that's he's doing it on purpose. He goes, it's deliberate. He's trying to keep you in a trance.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know if I would, because then I kind of feel like I'm like pulling a fast one on somebody. I'd rather just, I don't know.
Well, I think it's like that whole thing where, again, it's like once you master telling jokes, you start doing outside of jokes, and the jokes play into it. So I feel like that hypnosis thing can only happen if you're already good enough at the other elements of it. But with Chris Jones, I mentioned him because nobody, like a lot of people who aren't like in that network of the show, they're not following a Chris Jones. They don't know Chris Jones. That doesn't mean he's not a fantastic person, a fantastic guest. It just means he's not, like a lot of the musicians.
Right.
If I want to have musicians on, they're not going to be in that circle of people that I've paved already, because mostly I've had comedians on. But these comedians that have the highest number are going to be the people who have done the same thing as me and paved their way in this community, and they just make the most sense to even feature on the show, or even like if you're talking about regulars or people to have come back. And guess what, Dimitri? I think like if you're at like 85 is your number, and like I was trying to go from 75 and up. So basically 85 is a very solid number, my friend. Like there's only a couple people above 100. Yes. Yeah. And the reason I even brought this up is because we just established you started comedy about a year ago, a little over a year ago. Yeah. So I feel like you've made a lot of connections in that same world as me, probably in about the same time as me, even, because I started really doing the podcast not too long before. Well, I guess a little bit before we talked, but it would be October of 2023.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So not too long before you get started. It was because I think when I talked with you, you had done comedy for about 4 months. It was about 4 months,
yeah. Well, like 3.5, yeah. Funny thing is, like,
so
right
we have
after
a similar.
that,
I just feel like we have a similar like experience with this community. Is what I'm saying.
Also, when I did your podcast, it was only about a month before then. Like it was like all of March was when I really, because we met at the Glenwood, which is, rest in peace. But it was great mic, yeah. But
it got taken out back and shot in the head.
It did. It wasn't even the mic. It was the bar. They lost the license or some bullshit. They didn't have a license for like 5 years.
Yeah,
which is fucking insane. But it was, I started like really hitting mics like 7 days a week around that time. Like that's kind of when I threw myself into everything.
Interesting, yeah. Because it makes a world of a difference. That's why I do this so much, because I mean I know what difference it makes. Like most people wouldn't do that. Like it's the same thing as doing a mic every day. most
Yeah.
people just wouldn't do that because they just wouldn't. And that type of dedication pays off. It just does. But it's
Yeah, I mean, hey, no, I know that most of my bookings, I mean, I would say 90% of my bookings just came from like doing mics or doing shows, and then someone would see you on a show and you just meet people like, oh, I gotta have you on sometime. Oh yeah, I'd fucking love to. I mean, there was shows that I would just go watch that my friends were on. They're like, oh, are you a comic too? I'm like, yeah, I do this and that, and then you exchange the fucking information, and then before you know it, you're doing the fucking show. So
Yeah.
and it's that's a great way to get booked, is just just showing up and supporting and just doing the mics, and also like we were talking earlier, just having a mic or just like running a show. It's a great way to get booked, is when you booking people.
Yeah, well, and I think like being present and being like being in front of people, I
Visible.
guess, just being visible. Like
Visibility,
when I talked, like I have this hat on Beats. When I talk with Backpack Beats, he told me it's about being outside, which is a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Just being not inside, but
Right,
outside.
being outside
you
with
could
it.
do so much inside. You can, but you need to be out. And he was talking about it in terms of music, because I think it's probably more so with music than comedy. You could think about that, where you could make music inside, and you can actually do all kinds of things inside with music.
Yeah.
Comedy, it's harder to do inside, but you're never gonna get somewhere doing music inside. You have to go outside, and you have to be in a community, and you have to be part of a community. And that's why what my New Year's thing, and I'm still fucking sucking at this.
Yeah.
We're in April, folks. I'm talking about New Year's
Resolutions, yeah. No, this is like the perfect time to bring to like, yeah, hey, how's your resolutions going?
Yeah, right,
Just
right.
like, how bad you fuck those up?
It's going bad for me. It's going bad, but it's to go to more shows and to be like to integrate myself more naturally into that. Where it's like
summer's coming, you'll get there. Yeah,
Because I do, dude. I'm not lacking in being a part of the community, but I think that when it comes to like being, I don't know, like when it comes to what comes naturally, a lot of it will come from just like putting yourself, like I think you get the energy that you put out there, right? So if you want people to come to your shows, you want to get booked, you have to go to other people's shows, and you have to try to do what other people wouldn't, I suppose, is what I'm trying to say. Like you have to naturally integrate yourself into that world, where it's not going to happen just through your work and just through being a comedian. You have to also like kind of just be just supportive of other people doing the same exact thing in the same way you would want them to be supportive of you.
Also, it's like it's entertainment. Like as a comic, how many shows do you go to that like a lot of your friends will be like, yeah, comics are free or comics get in for free? It's like, well, what else was I going to do Saturday? Now I'm not booked this day. Let me go hang out. I love comedy. Let me see what these guys are up to.
It's all your friends.
I enjoy comedy, and it's like, yeah, I'm supporting my friends to go see. Why wouldn't I want to? Like especially like, and honestly, the best thing is like, oh shit, I couldn't make your shit because I was booked. One of the best things that we've said, like especially like amongst my friends, is like, it's not a bad problem that we can't all be at each other's shit.
Right.
Like that's kind of the goal. Is like, hey, I can't make it. I was booked, but fucking kill it.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're in like 2 cities across the country.
Even better.
That
like
would be better.
Like, oh hey, I'm sorry, I can't make it. Like I'm booked. I'm fucking great.
Yeah.
I hope I can come to the next one. I hope you can come to my next one.
Yeah.
And if not, even better.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's so much like this with music. Probably not. But I am always just fascinated at how connected the comedy world is.
Yeah.
In all facets of it, dude. Like it's just so interconnected in so many ways. And so like the success of others and like working with others is so important, I feel like, with comedy, because like the spots you'll get and the people you talk to, it all is so, it's not like, if you want to talk about like an inside crowd, like music is way more who you know and way more who your friend is, because there's just so much more opportunity to be had in comedy. There's so many more, like we're talking about 10 different people and they each have 5-minute sets, as opposed to maybe a concert where we're each having like 20-minute sets, 30 minutes. Like the most you're going to see for a music act is like 5-6 people on a show. Rarely do you see a big ass show. I mean, the only thing you could say where it really flips is where you maybe have like a festival, because most of the time a comedy festival is going to be the more rare thing. But I think that just overall you're going to see way more opportunity in comedy. Like if you're a comedian, you're trying to get booked, as opposed to music. The music's different. So that networking and those people you know, like, I mean, it's not so much about like the difference would be in music. It's about being precise, I suppose, like picking the right people and knowing the right people. Whereas I would argue with comedy, you just have to paint with a broad brush. You just want to know everybody. You'd rather know everybody with comedy, because it's random people that'll present you the best opportunities. Like so-and-so you met at an open mic 6 months ago is putting together a show, and he remembered you and he thought you were funny. And it's like stuff like that where... And that's why I think it's like that community building is so
What's that
important.
visibility to it that you said? Just being outside.
Because you'd be surprised how many people know you after you've done that for so long.
Yeah, no,
You're just a face that people know. Like, I'm sure you experienced that since we've had this similar trajectory, right? Where you go to a mic and people just kind of know you. Oh, hey, you're Dimitri Venice, right?
Yeah, and
you're like, oh, who are you?
Yeah. It was like, hi. I'm like, fuck, do I know this guy? I can't, and I feel horrible. It's like,
me too.
But it's
I want to know everybody.
Having that same experience.
Yeah.
So you feel a lot better, because like like there was recently I was like, fuck, like, oh, you're Dimitri. I'm like, yes, and you're fucking Jesse. I'm James. Oh, nice to meet you. You know, whatever. And I was
thinking, close.
At least I remember the J. No, and also like Team Rocket, Jesse James. But it's just very, it's weird. It's like you're like getting that kind of like, oh, you know me from somewhere. I know I've met you.
Yeah.
So, did we do a show? Was it a mic? And it's,
who knows?
It's so much more common, you know, than just, you know, regular civilian life. But
I've gotten used to it too. Yeah, because sometimes it's people who like I have to imagine. Like sometimes I'll meet somebody and I'll be like, have we met before or not?
Yeah. That's fun.
Like I keep having this happen.
And now you're like staring at him. Like, fuck. I was like, what's he looking at? And then now we're about to have a fucking problem for nothing.
Or about fuck.
Or hey, sometimes, you know, depends. That's you know.
I'm specifically talking about when I met James Najjar. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that was what it was like.
Yeah, exactly.
He actually is a very sensual guy. For those that don't know, he likes hugs and handshakes and holding hands and
He's
sharing straws.
Really, haven't experienced that yet, thank God. But
maybe just me. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
We did this Dalmatian thing, you know. It was Lady and the Tramp. We had spaghetti.
Yeah. Oh,
me and James.
Yeah, Lady and the Tramp. Absolutely.
James is my sweetheart. I actually think if I'm ever gonna go gay, and I hope James sees this, it'll be him. He'll be the one that turns me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely has that.
The way he looks at me, man. I believe him. I believe those eyes.
It's those fucking baby blues, bro. Yeah.
One time he said to me, "I'm so glad we met," and I just melted. You know.
Dude, I mean,
that's actually a true story. I'm joking, I'm exaggerating, but I actually thought that's such a sweet thing for him to say.
He really is a sweetheart.
He's a sweetheart.
He really is a sweetheart. Yeah. He's a sweetheart.
And I love people like that. I love people who are genuinely warm, I would say. Yeah. That's how I would describe it. It's like people who I don't feel like there's anything other than like a warmth.
To be honest, that's the reason I haven't killed him yet, you know, honestly, because he will take my rage and my anger to levels that I didn't think they could fucking reach. Shit that like I haven't yelled at somebody. Like there was a terrible example was this past summer, and I still feel horrible about it. He's like, I'm at Montrose Beach. He was actually at Foster, and we just kind of went off, and I yelled at him like so bad, and I still feel really bad. But even before that, it's like, because he was very much like the little brother I never wanted, right?
Yeah.
But it's like now I can't even picture my life without him. He's just one of those fucking guys. He said something really like, you know, I was just really just like aggravated about something, and it was like, he's like, oh dude, he goes, what's wrong? I'm like, James, not now, like I'm you know, whatever. But he said something, he's like, oh, you know, when I'm angry or if I'm really sad, he goes, I just do something that makes me happy. And I look at him like, not only did you make sense, you motherfucker, that had to be like one of the sweetest fucking things anyone ever said to me. And then, you know, you just give him a hug. It's like, all right, James, thanks. You know, it's very grateful for James Najjar.
That is such a James thing to say. That really is exactly what he would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that guy.
He's full of those little fucking, you know, tropes or whatever. That's just him.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. also, to circle back to that whole Ruse Radio number game, he's like one of the top. Like him, I think only one person surpasses him when it comes to he knows everybody. Every time I meet somebody, I'm like, oh, they already know James, or James already knows them. I'm gonna see who's at the top of the list because it was him and somebody else.
And it goes more than just like his viewer count and stuff, because he really was like, I mean, he still is like very involved. And again, it's because he ran Cozy Corner. He was very involved, and he puts together really good shows. Him and Harold together, both. Yeah,
Harold is somebody who, like, he doesn't have a crazy social media presence, but it surprises me how many people he knows and who knows him. That's another person where it's like he just knows a lot of people. He's very active,
and is like almost like an old school way about it.
Yes,
well, very chill.
That's what he expressed to me is he wants to be more of like a club comic where he doesn't want to do all this social media stuff. He'd rather be somebody who's just a name at a club. Who you just trust this name, he's funny, you just want to, and he can just get paid off that. He doesn't have to do
fucking hilarious. The kid is hilarious. Another one that I'm very like proud to know and like glad I met. Like really, really good guy, and just like a really good human.
Oh, dude, he's awesome.
He's wonderful.
So I'll say the top three. The top three, which these all make sense to me. That's what's so funny. I would say. Even the top four, I'm like, okay, yeah, these all check out. So you got James, number one.
Oh yeah.
Number two, Hannah Belmont. Like she knows everybody. That makes sense to me.
She's fun. Hannah's awesome. Yeah.
Yup. Tito, number three.
Fuck, I love that guy.
Everybody knows Tito. Four.
You know what I mean?
That's a good Tito.
Yeah. You know, you spend enough time with somebody. I fucking love Tito.
Dude, I just saw a clip. It was normally. I'm tough, dude. Like, I don't know what it is about me. If I'm like in a podcast or if I'm on stage, it's easy to get me to laugh. But if I'm in the crowd, I don't know. I don't like doing what everybody's doing. So it's hard to get me to laugh. You have to get me to laugh, right? Yeah. And so it's same thing if I'm looking at videos on my phone, I'm watching a special. Like, you're gonna have to get me to laugh. Like, I'm not just gonna laugh. Like, maybe if I'm sitting in an audience at a special where it's like that's different.
Well, you're getting the A material too, and you're getting the shit that's really been worked out if someone's doing a special,
That's a good point. So yes, there's points where I'll be laughing, I'll be going crazy, but this is not usually me. All this to say, right? I was scrolling, I see a clip from Tito, and it's like he is doing crowd work, and if you see this, it was like his last post yesterday, the day before. And it's like he asked the guy, "Oh, how old are you?" And he says, "I'm 18." And this is Tito's reaction.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh, you're 18. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's just like the funniest
I died. It was so great. Yeah. Very, very much Tito. He's been like,
it's so funny to me. And that was just his natural reaction. And then you got Cat Diaz.
Yeah.
Cat Diaz also checks out, right?
Yeah,
so just a bunch of people who all check out. And I think like it's I don't know, it's just interesting to me because it represents, again, like something different than like who is the most popular, right? Like if you and you could do the same exercise, you could do the same thing as me. You could just look at, because you're gonna get different people if you do it, right?
Probably.
But it's gonna be the people who are the most interconnected with the same people as you is what you're gonna find. Like the people who are, if you were to talk to them, they would know all the same people as you. Which maybe if you talk, there's a bunch of people who wouldn't be like that are also popular, right? There's plenty of people who have their own popularity who you talk to them, but it's not like you guys have all the same friends. No. And I find that to be a very interesting thing, how everybody's got these different circles. And you know, my goal is to just make my circle ginormous. That's what I'm trying to do over time. But that's a hard goal, you know. And you have to step,
comes with time.
You have to step outside of comedy. Like I don't even want to be just confined to that, and that's hard. Like imagine if you were trying to like talk to physical trainers. Like what do you do? Like which physical trainers do you pick?
Well, Kruger would, you know.
Kruger would. You know, talk
There's
to Kruger.
the link, you know.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
You need to talk to the comics who have the connection that you need. I need to find a lawyer comic to find out Paul Farvar. He's a lawyer.
There's one more. I can't remember who else.
Another lawyer comic.
Yeah.
I just need to find these people who have like comics. Actually, comedy's a good place to find people like that because usually comedy's the second choice.
Right. Yeah. You'd be surprised at like what actual professions everybody has.
Where they started and where they are now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that actually is very interesting. That's why I always like to ask comics why they start, when they started, because I always find, like, even though that's a basic question, with comedy it's different because you're going to get
a bunch of different answers.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
People rarely is, I was 10 and I just knew I wanted to be a comedian. Like, that person sometimes exists, but usually it's, I've always been a fan of comedy. When I was younger, I watched comedy, but I actually wanted to do this. And then when I was 23, I decided I wasn't going to do that anymore. And then when I was 25, I started doing comedy or something, And it tends to be, I would even say 25 to 35 for like the starting age. Like, it would probably,
like
younger
that,
than 25 is not as common. Like, when you see a comedian who's 18, it's like, you're like a fresh face. Because I don't think younger comics are as common as maybe like a mid-20s.
Not as common, but like
it exists.
Owen Damon, who's fucking insanely good.
Yeah, like, because I'm not saying these people don't exist. I'm saying, like, just generality, like, generally speaking, it seems to be the case, like, just talking amongst comics and asking around, that it's always like 25. When I was 23, when I was 24, when I was 25. That's what, or older, like 20. There's no shame in, like, being 40 and becoming a comic.
I wouldn't say
That's
so.
the beautiful thing about comedy. You can kind of start whenever you want.
Whenever,
yeah, you can be old. There's no age advantage. There's no age advantage. Where if you're younger, you have an advantage. I don't think that exists. So much
in fact,
comedy.
I'd argue that if you're older, you probably have an advantage.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Especially if you start younger. Because if you start at 25 and now you're 40, you've got 15 years
of just fucking life.
Like, I'm so lucky I started, and I think that applies to music, and I wish more people thought that way. I started making music in about 2012 or 2013, and I say comedy music, but really you could apply that to anything, right? Just doing a craft or like something that you do. I think you have to do it over and over all the time to get better at it, and you have to have that in mind. And that's why I'm so glad I've made music since like 2012, because I can look back at that music I made a long time ago and I can see how it gets me to where I am now. But it's just not, those steps had to be taken. You know? Like, I had to do that then to get where I am now. I wouldn't, and now I can do things intuitively that I never could have done 5 years ago, but that's just what happens. It's like when you pick up things and you become more of a natural on stage. Now you just naturally, intuitively can respond to a crowd, and you know what to do. When you first started, you're just trying to figure out how to even talk up there.
Yeah, my thing was I couldn't wait to get the fuck off the stage.
And
now it's like I can't wait to get on the stage.
Yeah, because you know what it is about that is I think audiences know what you're thinking. They can read your mind.
Pick it up, they read it.
Yeah. So even if you're not presenting that, they can see
There's still somewhat of a thing. Well, I could maybe disagree with that, because I would get a lot of, no, you look so natural up there. I freaking the fuck out, internally.
You think so?
At least for my first, the first month of just doing mics, it was until like I got, definitely first like 3-4 weeks, yeah.
I think you just have to look at the nerves differently, because I get nervous, but I don't look at it as like, oh, I just want to get out of here. I look at it as like, oh, it's like go time.
It's
like,
exciting. Yeah. No, now definitely. But it wasn't.
Even like in the sense like, oh, there's danger. Like, oh, there's risk, and that's why I'm nervous.
Yeah.
This is risky, and that's why I'm nervous, because I could fuck this up.
Exactly.
And that's and that makes you nervous, and it should. That's kind of how I try to look at it. Is that, it's good that I'm nervous because I'm responding to the situation.
My fucking nervous system actually works. That's a good thing. Yeah.
Right. I'm not insane.
No.
It's like those people who can climb mountains without protective gear. Like,
well, those people are just insane.
They're insane. Their nervous system
Those
works.
people have a death wish. Nobody should be doing that without the gear, without like that other asshole that was up on the building or whatever.
Does it upset you?
No, I mean, it's fine. You do what you want.
Because
I think it's cool. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't fucking do it. Maybe I would. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like,
I think, well, that's what I'm saying. They must think differently. They must have a whole different way of thinking.
I also get it, because like it's a feat. It's like nobody else is doing. Only I can fucking do this, or a handful of people can do that. Like there was another guy I remember that went between the two buildings with no safety net on a tightrope with a beam.
Oh yeah, they made a movie about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the Twin Towers.
Was it?
Yeah, it was the Twin Towers. Yeah.
Oh.
He walked the tightrope across the Twin Towers. The movie was with the guy from 500 Days of Summer. I'm not remembering his name.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt?
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That was him in the movie.
Yeah.
It was Man on a Wire, I think it was called. Something like that. It was like 2002? 2004? I can't remember when that movie came out, but the whole movie revolves around him walking across the wire.
No shit.
Yeah, and there's a documentary about the real guy, too.
I think that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But I remember hearing about it. Or
just imagine that.
Yeah,
because it's a flimsy ass fucking. We're not talking like solid steel beam. We're talking.
No. I mean, even
he
the
had to
beam
put the wire there himself. Go building to building.
Fuck. I didn't even think about that.
Just the setup of it's nuts. Because no one's helping him. No one's like, yeah, bro, I got you.
How the fuck did he even do it? Did he shoot it from one side to the other? Because
how did he do it, or why?
How did he get the wire from one building to the other?
I actually don't know. But he had to be
like a Batman
one-man
fucking
job.
grappling gun kind of thing.
Because you're incriminating someone else if you involve anybody else. So I don't think he had anybody helping him. I'm pretty sure. That's part of the whole thing. I mean, like, and that's any of these climbing these building things, it's all legal. You can't just, unless it's sanctioned by the city, like that Alex Honnold thing that just happened.
Who the fuck would do? Well, that was sanctioned. So, like, how did they insure something like that? Or
if he dies, he dies.
Like, he dies. You know, like just fucking. I would assume, yeah.
If he dies, he dies.
Yeah.
Climbs the building. I hope he climbs the building good.
That would be good. Yeah.
I found out one day I could sort of do Marlon Brando.
I was doing Drago.
I was trying to do Marlon Brando and The Godfather. You know, you gotta sound like you have something in your mouth.
You get it. He has a little bit of
a little bit of a something like that. You know, almost do it like a little bit like. But it's also I gotta have the thing in my mouth, and just like that, and it's like enough or he can't refuse.
It was cotton balls. He was putting in his mouth.
Cotton balls.
Yeah, that's how you do a good Godfather. Just kind of make him an offer he can't refuse. It has a little bit of the underbite, talks a little lower.
Yeah. He's gonna climb the building.
He's gonna climb the building. If he dies, it doesn't make it. It doesn't make it.
And that's what it was.
Yeah.
And that's why everybody watched it. I mean, let's be honest. We want to see him fall. Anytime you watch that, you want to see him fall. Don't lie to me.
That's why I didn't watch it. I was like, what if he does fall?
That's why you're tuning in. And then they even got the delay, and there's all that, but you know the clip's going to come out. You want to see him fall. And it was super impressive, though. And you know what's funny about that whole climbing that building? The Taipei 101, it's the name of the building. And the whole thing it's like 101 floors, and really for somebody like him, I mean, he did the free solo documentary, and that was the whole movie about free soloing, and it was the whole feat he did for that movie was unheard of. I mean, really, the what's interesting about the documentary is it's all right, but I would say it really revolves around the last 20 minutes because they filmed his ascent where he free solos the whole fucking thing, and this giant cliff face that's like 3,000 meters
did that
tall.
In 20 minutes?
No, but they cut it together in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I was gonna
really,
say,
I think it took him about like 4 hours.
I thought you meant like he had like the whole climb. Like fucking 20 minutes. That's insane. That's like
he'd be spider climb.
Literally.
And you know, speaking of that, there is a free soloer who is like
goes by
known for
Spider-Man.
speed climbing.
The French guy.
Yeah, and there's clips of him just fucking doing. He's got nothing on him, no protective gear, and he's just diving. Like if you were to turn it sideways, it would look like he's running on all fours. And he's doing that up a fucking mountain. And the thing is, these things are. What's interesting about that guy or like an Alex Honnold is they do it till they don't. That's how it works.
Right.
And you can feel however you feel about it, but it's just kind of that's the agency you have as a human. You're allowed to go climb the side of a mountain. Nobody's gonna stop you, but if you fall, you die.
That's how you
And
stop.
you could succeed 1,000 fucking times.
Yeah, but it's that one time that'll stop you.
It could be one rock that looks normal. It could your hold looks normal, everything looks fine. You could have done this like 20 times before, but just today, I guess it's gonna give. And I guess that's God telling you it's over, because that's how it works when you're one of these people. And that's and and maybe it's chasing adrenaline. Who knows what the fuck it is? You know, it's probably the same. Because, you know, a lot of the time, what happens with these guys is they'll keep trying to top themselves and do the crazier thing.
Yeah.
And that's how they die. So, yeah, I did that, but now I want to go even crazier. And what I was going to say about Taipei 101 and him climbing that building is it's actually, yeah, it's easy for him because that's not him topping himself. That's like him just doing a network commercial event.
Right.
But really, this is kind of like a walk in the park. But it's interesting for the civilian to look at because that's not normal for us.
And that's kind of the whole thing with like music and comedy and everything too.
With him being so good at it. And so,
the civilians are the marks. The same thing with wrestling too.
Yeah.
You know, it's for the casual viewer, for the whoever the fuck. It's not like, sure, the fans, but like this, you're trying to get as much audience or whoever, like laugh, you fucks, or you know, enjoy the
it exposes
the music.
that to a big audience for sure. Yeah, because I mean, like the general audience who doesn't know anything about climbing or free solo climbing or what that stuff is, a lot of people were talking about it. You know, so many people were talking about it. And again,
which is probably the most
talking
attention
about
that's gotten in like ever.
Yeah. And that was an easy exhibition. Like, and that's not even something challenging. Like, honestly, he should probably just go climb some other big building and make a big deal
maybe
out
that,
of it.
like, if he goes and does 202 floors, it probably isn't even that big of a deal for him.
Yeah, no, because I mean, what makes it a big deal? It might be because it's once you get so high, it starts to be the wind, and it starts to be
okay, yeah.
Like it was crazy that when he got to the top of that, he stood on the dome. So like, I don't know if you watched the end.
No,
it's a dome like thing where it's just like a little antenna sticking out the top, kind of like a tit, right? You got a big boob with a little antenna sticking out the middle, like the nipple, and he got on the top of this and just without holding onto anything is just standing on the dome. Maybe he's got that little antenna to help him, but that thing might just snap right off. And I just don't understand how people like this even, because they touch on it a little bit in that documentary, like, oh, we did mental tests on him and it seems like the part of his brain that responds to fear might be different. Like, to me, that's the interesting thing. It's like, how are their brains not operating the same way that like the normal persons would? Where like, I can't look off of a fucking 100-story building. I'm on 100 stories up and I'm looking off the edge. I don't even want to stand near the fucking railing. It amazes me that the Twin Towers had a railing on top that people just walked right next to. Dude, I wouldn't even want to get fucking near that railing.
You
kidding me?
Fuck heights. Fuck them. I found out at an early age that that it's not like really my thing. I mean, like flying is one thing, but like just getting really close to shit like that sky deck thing where I'm good.
I'm good if there's a window even.
Yeah.
But if there's no if it's just me and I could just go.
No, the temptation is too much too.
Like I can't even imagine having an apartment that's like 60th floor with one of those big ass balconies.
My cousin lived on the 29th floor. I'm like, I don't want to go to your fucking
How do you
house.
get drunk, dude?
Yeah, exactly.
How do you ever get drunk once? You can't get blackout
you can't
drunk.
enjoy it. No, you fucking go outside for a cigarette. It's your last fucking Marlboro. You know what I mean?
Shit.
Fuck that.
That is crazy. I mean, I even thought before I moved to a city, I would always think, damn, like they have no railing next to like the subway trains. Like you could just step off and fall.
Yeah.
It amazes me more people don't die all the time. Just like falling off of balconies and falling in front of the train. Like you just could. It's just the fact that you're smart enough not to that stops you.
There was a Family Guy scene that just made me think of where it was like Star Wars. Like they have like these huge fucking just whatever they are, right? And it's like this huge drop and there's nothing. So it's the two guys and they're talking. They're like, you know what? Fuck the dental plan. Fuck the health insurance. All I want is a little railing just right here just to keep them from falling off the edge. You know?
Yeah, dude, because it's that easy. You just fall.
Yeah.
You just fall. And like people get drunk. So I'm just thinking like if you're drunk and you're just doing all this, you know?
Yeah, just wavy.
Yeah. So, but how do people turn that off when they're so high up? I don't know. I think their brain just has to work wrong.
I would assume maybe it's just like you just kind of get used to it. I mean, because I remember doing rock climbing, you know, when I was like 17, 18, there was a class, an adventure ride that we did. And then when we went to like Devil's Rock, like, oh, this is a lot different than the fucking gym.
Oh, yeah.
But it's very much like, you know, don't look down, I guess, you know, a little bit of that. And then because you start doing it, and then you do look down. You're like, oh fuck, I got up pretty high, pretty fast. Like,
yeah,
how the hell can I even do this? It's like, oh, it's just, I think it's conditioning. You just desensitize yourself to that level of the fear.
And there's levels to it too. I mean,
I would imagine,
the climbing community is interesting. How involved did you get in
very.
it?
I mean, I took 2 classes and went to one. It was like Devil's Rock. I think it was like 2 hours away somewhere.
Okay.
It was fun. I liked it. I haven't really done much of it since I was, I think, 18 or something like that.
I don't think I'd ever want to do it because I think it's inherently dangerous, and that's why it's fun.
Well, you're putting a lot of trust in these fucking ropes. Into
That's what I'm talking
your
about.
belayers, your friends that are like actually doing it, that are like keeping you. And it's honestly, it's once you wrap your mind around like the physics of it and like these fucking ropes that like are designed for this shit. It's a lot easier to kind of be like, oh yeah, this is safe, and it really is relatively safe. Anything could fail. Anything, there's failure points in the equipment and shit, and like the less equipment you use, the less chance there's something mechanical to fail.
Yeah.
But it's also like I felt safe. Like, okay, who's gonna like. We're here on a field trip. We're not doing anything like super, super crazy. And even if I fall from like, let's say 20, 30 feet, it's more than likely it's going to, as long as I don't crack my head, it's going to be a broken leg, a broken arm. It's not going to be something that,
Yeah.
Again, it's also how you fall, of course, but it's like you have the belay. Even if the person that's belaying you doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, they're completely stupid, even though we've all been in the same group for like 2-3 months and we've all like tested it a million times. Let's say you replace that with somebody that has no idea what the fuck they're doing. There's safety in the equipment that it's going to at least stop you from falling. You might smack your head, you might whatever, maybe you get a concussion, but you're not going to fucking really die. You might, but I think that you're playing with the odds again. And see, like even now, just like rationalizing it to myself,
I wouldn't want to do it.
I could kind of see it. I could kind of see why these fucks they go climb these fucking buildings. Like, well, what's going to happen? It's like maybe not.
Well, you get away with it.
You gotta trust yourself.
It's
too.
like
and that's the other thing. Getting away with it. You get away with it enough times. You're like, oh, I'm a fucking. It's fine.
Yeah.
So that definitely plays into it.
And that's why they go crazier. That's why it always goes too big, because you get away with something, you want to get away with more. I can't remember what the other guy's name is, but he started doing this thing.
It's like pushing the envelope.
Where he wanted to jump off the cliff, and he would use a bungee, and it would like whoosh, and pull him back up. And he just wanted to go bigger, like longer and longer down. And I think he did like this one jump where he went like, I can't remember how far down the bungee he went, maybe 100 meters or something. It was really far down. And I think that was the whole point, was just to go all the way down, just to do
to
it.
get as close to the ground as possible.
Well, just to swing down and then snap back up, just to go way far down.
Oh, fuck that.
That was
bungee
the idea.
Jumping I would never do.
But this is even abnormal for a bungee, right? Because I think he's taking it a little far.
Because he's leaping. He's not just falling.
He's just running off and jumping.
He's really trying to
push it.
Fuck that guy.
And he did it once and it worked.
Yeah.
So he does it once and it works, but then he comes back 2 weeks later, he does it again, and he dies. And he's like a legend in the community. He survived a million things, but this is just what fucking happens.
That's the one that got him.
Another one that will get people is, what's the thing with the wingsuits?
Oh, I wanted to do that. The base jumping.
Base jumping.
That's fucking
So they'll get
crazy.
into base jumping, and base jumping is really fucking dangerous, man.
It's super dangerous. That fucking suit was initially designed to break a Guinness record because he wanted to stay in the air as long as he could. And it was like the flying. We look like a flying squirrel.
You basically are a flying squirrel. If we're talking about the gravity of it.
100%. But yeah, because it's like fucking Buzz Lightyear said, you're not flying, you're falling with style. It's just, you're delaying it, but it's the way it's designed. You can kind of like, you're never going to gain altitude in that fucking thing.
Yeah. And what makes it dangerous is you are really trusting the conditions of nature.
And the wind and the fucking everything. Yeah.
Because if that goes wrong, you're done. It's over.
You're done.
Yeah, I guess the wind's just not working with you today.
There was a fucking guy that jumped out of a plane and like into a bunch of boxes just with no parachute, just the suit, and just like trusting himself with that. And it was like, I think it was a bunch of nets. I'd have to look it up again, but again, it's like there's so much of this crazy shit out there. I used to be super into watching this stuff.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, like
I
the
still
parkour
am.
guys. Yeah, you see the parkour kids that fucking they're on a bike and they go in between buildings and it's like these huge drops.
They're doing like bunny hops from building
like
to
bunny
building.
hops from building to building, but it's like a really close gap. But it's like if you fucking fall, you're done.
I mean, GoPro's really gotten into that.
Yeah,
as a brand, they've kind of taken over the whole extreme sports thing. It's funny how extreme sports has moved throughout the years.
Yeah, it was just like skateboarding and fucking.
And even that was for the skating community. They didn't even like that because they kind of thought that was separate from their like street skating and what was the vert? But I mean, what was the big X Games? The X Games.
Yeah.
So street skating and the X Games, those are two different things.
Right.
And like Tony Hawk was taking it to another level. He put it on the map with the X Games and doing the whole 720 and all this. But that was separate from like just hanging out with your friends at the skate park or the 900. Yeah, 720 ain't shit. 900 is where it's at. Yeah. So
like first person in history of recorded.
And he did the whatever the next one is after that.
1080.
1200. I don't know.
No, it would be 1080. Because the 900 I think is 2.5 spins. 1080 is 3 full spins.
360. Well, it's 360, 720. And after that, it'd be 1080, right?
Yeah.
Yep. I think so. Because I just remember he even in his older age, he's still like doing YouTube shit or he's setting records. I want to say he did that. I know he did the first horizontal drop-in on YouTube. Not within the last 10 years he did that. So he's like coming in sideways on a ramp that goes around.
Horizontal drop-in?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'd have to watch that.
I'll show it to you after.
It's been, definitely send that.
Dude, it's wild. Yeah. And he's way older than he should be doing this. That's what makes it really crazy.
Yeah, that's
I mean, we're
nuts.
talking Tony Hawk when he's 45.
Well, that's why, that's... Yeah.
Bam Margera's skating again now, too. You see him skating now?
Yeah.
But because extreme sports, and the way that it's moved throughout the years. I mean, it's interesting now, too, with the Olympics trying to start to adapt this stuff. Like, parkour would be cool to see at the Olympics.
Absolutely.
When it comes to parkour, too, I think an easy way for a lot of people to get introduced to it that I think we all might know is Ninja Warrior. And I actually used to see the original on G4 back when that was a channel.
Yeah.
They would air... Yeah, they would air the Chinese version.
Yes.
Before, because now you would see...
It was in Japan or was it China?
Japan, I think.
Yeah.
But that, dude, it's so Japan-coded. Like, if you see the American...
yeah.
I mean, like, literally, they're showing, like, the giant thing the guy had to climb it. And you're like, oh, yeah, this is Japan, bro. In America, it's just like, oh, yeah, they have to climb the giant tower. And it's like, oh, okay, well, that's cool. But in Japan, they're fucking making
it's the Godzilla, spider, monkey, fuck, whatever,
And the commentators are, whoa, dude, the energy of the Japanese version is so different than the American version. I implore you guys to go back and watch the OG Ninja Warrior, because I think most people now are introduced to American Ninja Warrior, and that's what they've seen. And that never even occurred to me till just now. Like, I think of it like the original Ninja Warrior, because that's what I was first exposed to.
Right.
It sounds like you saw the same thing.
I used to watch G4 a lot. Yeah.
Dude, G4 is, they had a comeback not too long ago, but it didn't pan out.
It didn't pull. It didn't. They even had what's his name. I followed them, and then it was like, okay, and it was on TikTok a couple of years ago. It was like right after the pandemic or right around. So it was just G4, and they had. I don't think they had like I used to watch Attack of the Show. They had the guy Pereira.
Kevin Pereira, and then they had Adam Sessler. Yeah. They could not get Olivia Munn back, but that would have been crazy.
Well, yeah, she's so much.
Yeah, I mean, she was just when it comes to Attack of the Show. Oh my god, like her and Kevin Pereira were the show.
I liked what's her name, Sarah. Fucking, I can't even think of her name. The blonde chick.
I should know.
Her and her husband now have like huts, and they live like the hobbits.
Was she the one that was on the
She was like the playmate. Fuck, Sarah Lauren, some shit. I can't remember her name.
I don't know her name, no. Adam Sessler's the other name I know for sure.
Yeah.
That's the other one I know for sure. But I'm forgetting the show that he was on. The one they would do the game reviews and the cheat codes and all that shit. I can remember Attack of the Show. I can't remember his Xplay. That was Xplay.
That was Xplay, yeah. And then there was Raw. There was Raw Player. There was another one where, I remember.
And they would show cops on that channel.
Yeah, that's all. That's the filler for almost everything. Like,
they would show obscure martial arts movies on that channel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of what else. G4 was a kick-ass channel, dude.
Fun fucking,
I actually, that was probably my favorite channel growing up.
That and Adult Swim probably. For
Adult
me.
Swim was another one, but technically that's Cartoon Network. Which is wild when you even think about that. Just the fact that's how that works.
Just Warner Brothers. Yeah, it's like after hours.
Yeah, just a kid forgets to change the channel, turns the TV back on.
That's it. You know.
But Adult Swim is another one I don't know if I think they're still keeping up. They've managed to keep the same energy throughout all these years. I think they're still doing it. I don't think they actually ever dropped off. But with G4 coming back, their whole problem was I think they were really banking on the idea that the internet was going to hold them up. Like they really, and I thought that was going to work.
There was something kind of not lazy, but there was something very. Like they wanted it almost like on autopilot. That it felt like it was on autopilot.
Yeah.
You know?
And it was such a good idea. That's the problem is I remember when it was announced and I was thinking, oh my God, no way. Like they're bringing G4 back. Yeah. Especially with the OG people. You fucking bring back the two core shows, Xplay and Attack of the Show. You bring back both of those shows. Like everybody remembers those. So you bring those back, you could do a lot if you put it in a modern setting. And it was actually really cool seeing Adam Sessler do game reviews and the same exact, because it's like he hadn't skipped a beat. Like it was literally like being when I was 13 watching him review Destroy All Humans for the first time. It's the same shit, just with the new game. But I just think like, and also I think they tried to do too much. They tried too much to make it, I don't know, like too modern. I would say like they tried too many things where it was like we're trying to bring it to a new. We're trying to do social media stuff. We're trying to be more social media present. And to me, it's like the people who are watching this.
It's not like it would have been like a gradual growth if they stayed around. It's like, okay, we're gonna get into it slowly. It's just, now we need to like reformat it for this new fucking kind of platform. Because again, I saw that on TikTok. Like I think had they gone to YouTube. And like
they were on YouTube.
See, I didn't even see that also like people like got away from YouTube.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe if they had just had a better way to make money, truly, because like nowadays.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's that's where it translates. Well, they made a lot of money off the advertisements.
They'll make money off advertising, but I just feel like people who aren't even that popular can make money. It's not about numbers. It's about like having fans and like giving the fans something they want. Yeah. And so like that's why Patreon and these fans
it's complete cults.
It's forming a cult.
That's all it is.
And so your G4, you have a cult already. You have a cult following. So just give the people who are someone gave me the best image you could possibly have. It's like a funnel, right? This is Crackalack, and he does social media content. He's awesome. He has a studio in Michigan. I'd recommend everybody, if you're in Michigan, you want to make a music video, anything like that, or in the Michigan area, Chicago here too. Crackalack comes here. He's awesome. That guy's awesome, and he's very smart. And so he says it's like a funnel, where it's like the people who are going to give you everything, they're going to support you no matter what. They're at the very bottom of this funnel. And everybody, the guy who is going to maybe scroll by and watch one of your posts for 3 seconds, he's at the very top of the funnel, right? And so over time, more and more people fall to the bottom of this funnel. But it's about the people at the very bottom. It's not about the people who are falling down the funnel. It's the people that are at the very... How many people do you have at the bottom who would buy anything you'd ever do? They'll watch anything you'll ever do. They just love you. They're a big fan of you. And that's not going to be a lot of people. It doesn't have to be a lot of people. Even for famous people, it's not a lot of people. It's all about this funnel, right? It's like how many people are at the very bottom who just fucking love Keanu Reeves, who would watch every Keanu Reeves movie. Because there's that guy who likes Keanu Reeves, who will just watch maybe 1 or 2 of his movies. But then there's that guy who fucking anything Keanu Reeves, he's going to do an autograph signing. Oh, I got to be there. I got to be there. And it's those are the people that are going to matter the most when we're talking about success.
That's how you get stalkers.
And you want them. If we're going to be honest, you want it. I'm going to be flattered. My first stalker, I might regret saying this, but I'll say it. I'm going to be flattered. I'll be like, me?
I don't know.
You fancy me? I might even have a stalker now. I've got a couple Instagram messages where I'm like,
Well, now you're asking for it. Literally. You're literally asking for it.
It's a little bit flattering. I'm not going to lie. I mean, like, I'm just an attention whore is the problem. It's really just my attention
whore. We all at some point, at the end of it,
all of us
a lot of performers,
all of us performers are definitely attention whores. Why else? wild. And I don't even mean that in a negative way. Like, I don't mean that in that like there's something wrong with that. I just mean that I gotta want that for a reason. There's gotta be a reason that I'm doing that, you know? Like, because a lot of people are satisfied. They're fully satisfied. They feel fulfilled without doing that. Whereas me, it's like I need to do things in the material world that make a difference all the time, or else I'm not doing something, you know. But that's different than like just being able to like be in a bubble and be satisfied, you know. And I think maybe it's extrovert versus introvert. Maybe it's that type of thing.
For sure.
Yeah. Who knows?
Yeah.
But some people are cool with that. Whereas
Some
me,
people
I'm
are.
like,
Some people, yeah.
I'm like, I haven't met 5 new people today. What the fuck is wrong with me?
Yeah.
I didn't do enough.
Yeah, I mean, it's like with comedy too, like I've just gone from, you know, like before, like right after COVID, it was very much, okay, I've met everybody I wanted to meet. I more, I would say, than I've ever wanted to. Like, I'm good. And then you get to comedy where like I didn't even know the fucking scene existed. Like there was like a whole world that like I just didn't even know about.
And it's never ending, man. That's why I address that community that way. Like, it's so communal. With comedy, it's really just such a network, like a never-ending web of people.
Yeah, well, no, like you're building pretty much like with your podcast, you're building up almost like a who's who of it too. Like,
and you almost do it without even thinking, which is so like I was already doing this before in other places, and I just think if I had done this in like in LA or New York, it wouldn't even be the same thing, because it's kind of putting Chicago on a map, like in a pocket, in a spot where you can go look at it, which is the best thing you could possibly be doing in my eye. And that's why I would want to even extend outside of comedy more, right? Like, do Chicago businesses, do people, just Chicago people, names from Chicago people might know, because that's the exact type of thing where it's like, where is that? Where's a big Chicago radio show, a big Chicago syndicate, where it's like you can just go online and boom, every single couple days you're going to see another Chicago name every single time.
Yeah. It's definitely a city that deserves it, I would say.
And it deserves 100%, it. Yeah, and that's my whole thing is like, and my point is, you can find that anywhere. It doesn't have to be Chicago. It doesn't. I was in Flint before. I could find it there. It doesn't matter where you are. If you look where you're at and you just know, and if you can't find it, then you can just go somewhere else where that inspires you. There's always inspiration to be found, and creative people, and even when you think there's not, even when you write it off, like, you know, you think you're in a smaller place, I guarantee you there's somebody within fucking 5 square miles that is interesting and creative, and if you're looking for it, you'll find it. And to me, that's what's so cool, is just the amount of that. That's why it's like you said, like, you know, you start looking into the community and it's just amazing. You just keep fucking finding more people. What's interesting to me is you'll find people that, like, you know, you've been in this community for a year and a half, been in it for a while, you met a lot of people, but then you'll find somebody else who's like knows everybody you know, you've never even heard of this person before, and that's something that'll happen over and over. So it's like stuff like that where there's even people in your world, in your network, that you still don't even know exist, and you keep stumbling on new people all the time. And to me, that's just, it reminds me how big the world is, I guess, you know, and I like to highlight that. To me, that's
and
what's
also
cool.
like how small it is too.
It's big and dude, yes, so that's so well said, because it's big and small at the same time. And that is like the revelation I've been going through lately, is the more and more I expand outward, the more and more I realize, like, it makes the world feel smaller. Because it's like, oh, I kind of know everybody here.
No, before you know, it's like, oh yeah, he fucking does this thing, and he does that. Oh, and like, oh shit, they know each other. And it's, honestly, it's the
it makes the world feel big.
It does. But also small at the same time. Because it's like, oh, I'm like 2-3 people removed from this fucking, like, as far as like acquaintances.
Well, I would say the beginning of it is where it feels big. But once you get more integrated, more involved, it feels smaller and smaller and smaller. Because even though you're expanding and it's getting bigger,
the familiarity
of it, and like, that is, wow, dude. Because even like, I can't even, when I was going to do, I did the Loads premiere, that poster's right behind you. So they premiered their movie, Kino Crew. I got their card right here. They're friends of the show, and they premiered their movie Loads. So I was running to the premiere, you know, I was going to do the Q&A for him. It went awesome. Premiere was sold out at Surge. And so I'm heading there. I get off the train at Belmont. I'm about to take the bus. and I see fucking Damon Howard, and I just had him on the podcast, and it was one of those things where it's like, oh, this is somebody I just talked to. It's in my world now. I just met them, and now I'm seeing them in the real world. Like maybe it's like a synchronicity or whatever it is, but it makes the world feel small. And like the more and more people you meet in your network, like say you work in a city, right? And you work in the world of comedy. Like if we're just talking about that, you meet a bunch of comedians. Well, now when you travel in the city, you're way more likely to run into one of those comedians. And I've had this happen multiple times where I'll just be like, oh, hey, that's fucking so-and-so.
Yeah.
And it makes the world feel small because it's like, oh, like we're all just kind of in this, like, yeah, there's a lot of people here, but it's kind of just like we're packed like sardines instead of what is it? What do you pack sardines in?
In a can.
Just say a bucket.
A bucket, yeah. No.
It's crabs.
And crabs go in a bucket. You just start noticing, like, when you run into people on the street, like, oh, shit, that's fucking, whoever.
Yeah.
And you're like, wow. You would have never noticed them if it wasn't for fucking
Isn't
comedy.
that crazy? And they would have still been there.
And
their face would have meant something different, yeah.
Regardless, it would have meant nothing.
It would have meant nothing.
It would have meant nothing. It would have meant everything. Who knows?
That's why, I feel like inclined, like, oh, I have to say, if I see somebody I know in public, I feel like, oh, I have to say something. Like, it's like I'm committing a sin against myself.
Like, if I don't, it's like, and also like, oh yeah, I saw you fucking, well, why did you say hi? Like, then they'll get offended.
Yeah.
How could you not have stopped and said hello?
Unless you half know them. Like, unless they're like one of those faces, right, where it's like, do we know each other? Do we not?
Like, oh, hey.
Yeah.
Were we on a mic together? Were we on a show? Whatever.
Dude, there was one time, so okay, I don't know or not. I'm still wondering to this day. Because I had seen this person on the train a couple times going home from work. And I had seen Dan Docimo at Cozy Corner once. And I messaged Dan Docimo, said like, hey, I love you on the podcast, da-da-da. Like I always, like I try to do. I have a method, folks. So I just, then no response, whatever, I don't care. It happens all the time. So I'm on the train going home, and I had seen this person a couple times. Like, I wonder, is that Dan Docimo?
Yeah.
I wonder. So I walk over. I say, like, excuse me, like, is your name like Dan? Is your name Dan? They're like, no. I'm like, oh, all right. And I still wonder to this day, like, was it Dan? And he just thought I was some crazy lunatic that maybe saw one of his posts online and was going to bother him.
That's funny.
Or was it just not Dan? And I was wrong.
More than likely, it probably wasn't.
Yeah, because it's a big city and people look alike.
From what I've heard, they're pretty friendly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And comedy's awesome. Dan's awesome.
Yeah.
Dan's very funny. Yeah. But
hilarious comedy.
Because Dan's popular enough to where maybe I am just like some crazy person to them.
Could be, yeah.
So yeah, I just think that's so funny because I still wonder to this day because it would be it really looked like Dan. I'm telling you, it really looked like.
It'll be one of those things that'll drive you nuts till you're in the grave.
Yeah, so. and maybe one day I'll get the truth. Maybe. Dan comes on the podcast. It's like, you were that crazy guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's where I know you from. I have to get out of here right now. Right. Oscar, get him.
Yeah. Oh, but yeah. So, what else? What else is a good thing for me to? You know about everything. You know about.
I know nothing about nothing.
No, you know about.
I know a couple of three things. You're
contradicting yourself because last time you were here, I remember you said, "Oh, I can get into it about anything. I know about Marvel. I know about."
I mean, I dabble in different things. I could
you
say.
dabble.
Yeah.
What's your What would you say? What's a topic you specialize in? Cooking. I remember that.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say specialized either. I mean, I have different things that I enjoy, but there's nothing that I would say like I'm an expert on. Right now,
you dabble in everything.
Right now, I would say a little bit of everything. Right now, maybe a little bit of like fucking first gen Pokemon. Yeah, exactly.
Didn't see that coming.
Yeah, no, nobody usually does. Me and Kruger actually too.
Which Pokemon do you identify as? Jigglypuff.
Definitely. Yeah, I like to sing. I like to fucking put people to sleep.
I want to say Pikachu, but that's a basic choice.
No,
for me.
You know what? Pikachu. No, not bad. I'll say he's my favorite. I don't give a fuck if it's that's the basic. He's the mascot. He's been there since the fucking beginning. He was the first choice that he wasn't even supposed to be. Ash fucking ends up with him because he was late. It was a fateful fucking thing, and he Anyway, yeah, I would
story.
say Pikachu. In story, in the yeah.
But in reality, Pikachu was the chosen one.
Pikachu is the chosen one. He's basically fucking Jesus, I would say. Shout out to Easter this Sunday.
He kind of is. I mean, like, who is better than Pikachu when it comes to he's the John Cena of Pokemon.
Yeah,
the Hulk Hogan of Pokemon.
Exactly.
Like the number one.
Hulk Hogan.
Who's the one with the muscles?
Yeah, I was thinking Machoke or Machamp.
Yeah.
Machamp's got fucking forearms.
That's the one I'm thinking of, yeah.
Yeah, so they released the remakes of Fire Red and Leaf Green for the 30th anniversary.
On what console?
On the Switch. So I told Kruger, I was like, all right, you get Leaf Green, I'll get Fire Red. So
were those the OG games, like the first games?
No, the OG ones were red and blue. Red and green in Japan, and then when they brought it over, it was red and blue here in the States.
Gotcha.
And then they released a blue version out there in Japan, and then they kind of had green on like a very, very like I think it was limited to like 2,000 units, but it's like not like nobody really knows about it anyway. Okay. Then they made the sequels, and then the Fire Red and Leaf Green are actually Generation 3 remakes of the first one. So but because it's like a more unified experience, or it's a more like it still has the retro aspect to it, because they've re-released the Kanto series, like the original like 151, like the first generation. They've re-released that almost across all the gens. So there's a different game. But we were playing it. We were at Cozy Corner, and we literally like were just sitting there trading like we were fucking 10-year-olds with our Game Boys again. And it's like, oh, it's a nice little nostalgia, But again, it's just like another distraction from all the other bullshit that's going on in the world.
Yeah,
with the real issues.
Yeah, well,
it's fun.
Dude, you can Pokemon Go. Why don't you Pokemon Go to the polls?
Yeah, there you go.
That's probably one of the best Hillary moments of all time. Pokemon Go to the polls. You ever see that clip of Hillary Clinton like throwing up on stage?
No.
That's a fun one. Little mystery for the folks.
Was she like mid-transformation? Or?
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, the video's so weird because it's real. I have to imagine, like, if you're benefit of the doubt, just giving her all the benefit of the doubt, she's not a lizard, she's real. Then what you would say is...
Oh, she's real, but she's a lizard.
That maybe she was sick and she made a commitment and she had to show up that day. But what it is like she's got a glass of water, right? And I think she's in the middle of speaking and she's all like coughed up, right? So it's like if I was, excuse me, and it's like one of those. And then she has a glass of water, so she like goes for the glass of water, but she doesn't drink the water. She like baby throws up. But it's like she's like trying to hide it from the audience,
Yeah.
Just puts the glass back. But on camera, I mean, you can see it happen.
Why not get us? Hey, I need a minute, and just get up and excuse yourself. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Because
lizards.
Lizards. I don't know what it, but that's a great Hillary moment. Probably top 10 for me because it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's something I never thought I'd ever see. Somebody throwing up in a glass.
She's still around. I just.
I can't believe. What I know. I can't believe people fall for politicians any time ever, like, and maybe I just have gotten over my previous self and I need to have more humility and I need to remember that it's we're all human and we're all led by instinct, and that gets us in all sorts of... It's also
herd mentality and like
so I don't blame anybody, but I feel like if you're at this point, what'd you say?
I said I blame everybody. You got to like think for yourself. Like it's very much like lemmings.
Well, that's the only way you change it,
right?
That's how if you want it to end, you change it. But I think that the people who it's kind of like a toxic relationship type of thing where you'll see people get in toxic relationships over and over, and you're like, how does that happen? Or maybe it's like somebody's a mark and somebody's a bit of a vulture or a bit of a hyena, right? And you got a mark, and it's like, oh, I can get this guy. I can get something out of this person. And those people tend to find each other. And so what I'm saying is, I think you have that on a mass scale when it comes to like politicians and how this works, right? Where only a certain type of person really wants to be a politician. It tends to be the same type of incentives. And I think even if you have different incentives, the system itself will work those incentives out of you over time. It's designed that way. And so you'll just see that happen. And then what then happens is those people will just prey upon the idea that most people, like a general crowd, a general population, is just not going to rise up and change the world. They're just going to go with the status quo, and they just want to get by, and they just want to be satisfied enough to live and survive. And that's what most people are worried about, is the day-to-day survival. That's why you can have the Epstein files come out, and they just exist, and nobody does anything, because we're just trying to survive.
A whole bunch of bullshit, and like, meanwhile here, there's a bunch of billionaires committing the most heinous fucking acts like you can't even fathom. Like, this is just the shit that they released. Who knows? That's how you know they really are fucking lizards.
Yeah. At this point, I think they want you to know they're lizards.
No, it's a matter of like, we're just gonna throw it in everybody's face now. Fuck them.
Yeah.
You know, who cares? They're still gonna vote for us. They're still gonna buy gas at fucking $6 a fucking gallon.
And that's it. We probably will.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a matter of like, oh, well, how crazy can they make you feel?
No,
before...
I mean, the only thing that could remedy this to ever make is just public executions.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I'm sure it's been said, but honestly, like, what else can you fucking do at this point?
And to me, that's the problem, is that's what happens when you create a toxic environment. And that's what happens when you have a government that clearly doesn't care much and that's why I say that about, like, how could you trust politicians? Because my whole thing is, it's 2026. Like, if you're in reality, like, if you live in reality and you look at the world we're in now,
just look at how long the span of history.
Yeah,
nothing has fucking changed, and it never fucking
will. It never will. And the positive side is, you have more opportunity than ever before. You really do. You can access so much more than you ever could, and there's so much opportunity. But also that goes with everything else. There's more corruption than ever before.
Yeah.
Everything else is tenfold.
Is there more corruption than ever before, or is it just
it's
just
more visible?
It's visible.
Yeah.
But not only visible, now they're like, oh hey, this is what we've been doing to you this whole time.
Yeah.
All your fucking taxes, it's been going to these other fucking countries.
Yeah.
We're controlled by these fucking states. We're doing this way, and it's like, and nobody fucking cares that paid protesters are a fucking thing.
Oh yeah.
There's still people that are making it about red versus blue, which is fucking just absolutely asinine at this point.
And to me, that's the game, and that's why it blows my mind. Because you'll even meet. I mean, happens to me all the time. I mean, this is people I know that I love, where it's like people that are close friends, right?
Yeah.
You'll talk with them, and their heart's in the right place, but you can tell they're still caught in that red versus blue.
Right. They're
like
fucking.
us
They're
versus
brainwashed.
them.
They're completely brainwashed.
And I think we've all been brainwashed before. I've been that way.
You have to fucking break out of it. I don't think I was. I think I kind of, I mean, I'm not to like sound arrogant about it, but I always kind of felt like just something just wasn't. And I think that's in everybody.
Well,
that's
I think that people who grow up in a certain type of way just have a different type of survival mentality, I suppose. Like, I don't know. I just never really trusted anybody ever in my life, ever. I don't know, and that's not a bad thing. Like, I think that
I would say trusted. I would say like just definitely questioned motives and shit. Like,
that's what I mean.
Why?
That's what I would say.
No trust. It's being cautious.
Yeah, but I mean that, like, I just know. I know how it's knowing yourself, and I know that I'm not exactly what I present myself as 24/7,
right,
and so no one is, and no one ever can be. It's like we were talking about right before we started recording, right, where like no one really knows what they're doing.
Right.
Like, I feel like I've kind of always had that idea, and so with that idea in my mind, it's like, okay, well, like, just don't trust any single person's opinion, or any single
just
person's
throwing shit at the wall to see what sticks.
Like, nothing is 100% for sure. Everybody's got an idea, and everybody feels right, but you never can trust one person 100%, no matter what, even if you want to. It's just a rule you should always apply to things.
I think that I would agree with that, but I think there's still that like you're close. Like, you have to at least have people that you could give them the benefit to trust.
Oh yeah.
That like. I don't think he's gonna fuck me. I don't think she's gonna fuck me over. Or
it goes back to what we said earlier about the real people being rare, right?
Right.
It's finding them
and then
and trusting them, because you can't just trust everybody. You're actually better off trusting mostly no one. Just trusting a select few.
Logistically, 100%. Yeah.
Because I mean, just like people don't know, like I said, people don't know what they're doing. Like they'll tell you one thing and they'll think another thing.
Yeah.
Like that's just how people are.
Yeah.
So you just don't trust what people say.
Right.
You just learn not to do that.
No, you trust it. You go by their actions.
I think it's more mature to do that, is what I'm saying. Like that's why I mean, like if you grow up and you're kind of thinking that way, and I think if you apply that to like a government, oh, dude, you're way better off. Because now you know, okay, well they say that, but what the fuck? Why would they say that?
Yeah.
And that's usually the better question to ask: is okay, who does it benefit if they say that? Why are they saying that? What would they be doing that for? These are the things you should be asking whenever anything happens with whether it's your side or the other side. You should always be thinking like, what is the narrative? Like, what are they trying to do?
But that's, you see, you said that it's your side or their side, which is that whole us them. It is us them, but it's not like.
But I mean, like taking that layer off of it and applying that type of analytical thinking is what's going to get you there, right?
Of course.
Because I might think of myself as a Democrat, but if I think, but fucking Joe Biden hasn't satisfied me for the last 2 years, so why am I on his side?
Right.
Like you can't just be on a side. You just can't, especially now more than ever. And it just blows my mind that people still do it. They even when they think they're not doing it, they still do it. And it's like, why do you even give a fuck whether they're a Democrat or a Republican or they're this or that? What are they saying? What do they say?
Both sides, both whatever, they've hurt children, they've hurt kids, they've hurt people, they've trafficked. They've done literally the worst thing you could possibly fucking do. It just, this shit is evil.
I mean, and you know, in comedy, you got to look at George Carlin, who was saying this 30, 40 years ago, and everybody wants to be Carlin. But I mean, like, dude, all you got to do is just look at what Carlin said. You don't have to try to recreate it. Just look at what he said.
It's a big club, and you ain't in it, and that's what it is.
That's what it is. There's nothing to recreate because he just laid out the template. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's just become, like we're talking about getting more in your face. It's something that's always been there. It's always been the situation. Someone like him proves it by saying, like Bill Hicks, another great example, where he was saying the same thing a long time ago. It's just more prevalent now than ever.
Yeah,
but it's not like it wasn't
now that
happening.
He's Alex Jones.
Oh, check this out.
So I've been working on this. I feel like it's gotten a lot better. It doesn't hurt my throat as bad as it used to. But really, it's just about standing here and talking like this. It's yelling. That's the hard part. Because it's like, what if I was upset? How would I do that, and what would I say?
You sound more like Triple H, I would say. It's not about Triple H, but
Triple H.
Alex Jones has a little more. I don't know, but it's pretty good.
I think I need more like Southern twang. Almost.
A little bit of it.
A little more Southern twang. A little bit more something a little bit different. You know.
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
But it's like, at least I can be a little,
you know, you pull that out and it's like,
it's almost too deep. It's like
too deep.
It's a little too deep.
So
the gravelly, because he gets excited, but he's also like, you know, that putting. How the fuck?
So if I was pulling the gravel out, it might be a little bit more like that, and then I get a little higher, and so it's a little bit higher and pull the gravel out, and it might be more like this. So it's like, Joe, what you got to understand is they're not actually coming for you. They're coming for...
See, I feel like you might be onto something.
Yeah, because it's not as much in the nose. It's very much like, they're putting Alizé in the water and turning the freaking frogs gay.
You're
like,
right.
It's got that.
It's probably too nasally.
It's a little too,
They're putting some in the water that's turning the fucking frogs gay.
Water. Like, just
water.
Bring it in a little,
Water. Water.
Yeah.
You're right, though. It's got to be down here. It's got to be down here. Not in my...
No, you're doing it again.
Not in my nose. Well, it's not in my nose. I'm telling you, this is not in my nose.
Yeah.
That is not in my nose at all.
That's like deep in my throat, dude.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Because the thing is, like, I saw this impressionist on fucking Andrew Santino's podcast, and ever since then, I was like, you know what? That would be a solid. If I could whip out impressions, dude. The problem with bad, like, you can't. If you're whipping out impressions, they cannot be bad, or else people just sit through them.
Yeah, because a lot of the people will be like, no, I can fucking do it better than that.
And they want to be nice to you, so they'll sit through it. They want to be nice. That's what sucks about a guy who's bad at impressions. It's like you just start.
I mean, you just work on them is all, you know?
And the thing is, what I've learned about impressionists, too, because there's people who specialize in this, some of them, they're only really good at 2 or 3, but they're famous for doing impressions, but really they're just really good at 2 or 3.
You know, Caliendo's actually really good. Frank Caliendo.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Dude, he's incredible.
Yeah.
So one thing I've noticed about him is on every podcast, he kind of has a routine he runs through, but where he does, so it's almost a little procedural. Like, I think that he doesn't so much have the skill set of like being conversational in his impressions as much as other people are. He can do bits and he can do jokes, but he can't really like be a character. Whereas like somebody like maybe an Adam Ray could be a character for 2 hours, 3 hours. Or
Adam Ray's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, where he could be Joe Biden and be funny and be on. But that's really hard to do for 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah, and then there was that fucking year where he just became Dr. Phil for a year.
And Dr. Phil, I feel like maybe I could do that. I mean, it's Dr. Phil. Isn't it just like this? Isn't that Dr. Phil?
Slightly.
I'm pretty sure Dr.
Yeah.
We'll be right
close.
back.
Yeah. We'll be right back. You know,
We'll
just
be right
fucking
back.
bringing it. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure me and my wife, when we fucked last year, like that's the type of shit Adam Ray will say. I'm thinking about shaving my pubic hair.
Shaving, yeah.
Yeah, and so that's what I'm saying though. Is like there's different versions of impressionists where like Frank Caliendo, he's fucking phenomenal.
He's got a very wide range.
That's what makes him so good. Is his range is so
Sasso
wide.
too. Like most of the Mad TV guys. Yeah.
That's why when I do the Trump one, he's somebody I look at and because the thing is how I'm looking at it is I think I'm not doing I said Trump, Alex Jones. When I'm doing Alex Jones, I think about it like, if you ever heard Alex Jones talk like quietly, I think that's what I'm doing. I think I'm actually doing it pretty accurate.
Because sometimes he talks a little bit lower, and it's a little bit like this. Like,
I lose it, but it's like,
it's in there. It's in that rumble. There's something about that.
No, it's in the realm for
but
real.
when he's talking louder, I can't do that. And Will Sasso, he never goes low Alex Jones. If you watch Will Sasso do Alex Jones,
He never goes low like this and just talks.
Well, same thing with his Jesse
sometimes he
Ventura.
does.
He'll never yell Jesse Ventura.
Yeah, but when he does like big Alex, it's fucking spot on. His Jesse Ventura is the best Jesse Ventura anybody will ever do. It is. If you close your eyes, it is Jesse Ventura. Will Sasso is amazing at impressions.
He really is. Yeah.
I mean, that's probably just his improv / like Mad TV experience. But I mean, he is somebody who he's a natural, I would say. And he's done Rick Glassman's podcast where he's done like, I think he did one where he was Arnold Schwarzenegger for 2 hours, where he was just playing Arnold Schwarzenegger. Which, like, it's one thing to do an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression for 30 seconds.
Right.
It's another.
No, he could fucking,
to look up his Wikipedia and do research and play him for. It's
another
2
thing.
hours.
Will Sasso's a huge wrestling fan, too.
Oh, and he does.
Yeah.
I think he has a good Macho Man too.
He's got an amazing Macho Man.
Yeah.
He actually fucking. I remember there was a segment he did where he played Stone Cold Steve Austin for Chris Jericho, and then like Stone Cold came in and got them. Like, what a fucking experience! Like, you get to fucking actually play Stone Cold in front of Stone Cold.
Playing the doing the voice.
No, he came to like
dressed as him,
like hired by. It was like a gimmick to like fucking to like fuck with Stone Cold.
See, the thing is, like, when you see somebody do a good impression, it makes you realize that's possible. Like, oh, you could do that voice, and that's a great example. Is when I saw Will Sasso. I didn't see what you're talking about. I saw him do it in a podcast, but he did the Stone Cold voice.
Yeah,
and I never even thought about that. Like, what? Like, that's the voice.
Yeah.
What? What? Huh? What?
Yeah.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I can only say what.
Yeah.
What?
But that's how he says it.
I drank a beer.
I drank a beer. Drank a beer. Drank another beer.
Yeah.
What?
3 margaritas. Yeah. See that one too fucking too much.
But it is like it's like a grab. It's what?
I can only do like the
Yeah. What? There's a guy. There's a bunch of dudes on. Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was in the pocket.
It's somewhere, but I don't
that's
do
what,
them enough.
when you listen to a good impressionist, that's what they'll tell you. Is it's always about like picking a key phrase and getting good at that, and then moving on from there.
Right.
So like, what is where you start?
Something recognizable. Like, oh shit, that was whatever.
Frank Caliendo. One thing too, like a pro tip, he said on the Andrew Santino podcast, it's about the mouth shape. Like, it's like a cheat code. If you look at the way they move their mouth as they talk, you can actually do their voice better because it's like the way you tighten your jaw and move your mouth.
Yeah, because it controls all the other muscles and everything. Too.
Yeah, so like I think when he's talking about the Trump one, is like Trump is like your mouth gets bigger. Your mouth goes big like that. That's something probably
China. Fucking.
Well, your voice gets
he
really.
also talks with his elbows.
Well, you talk with your elbows, and the problem that I often make is I don't. Oh, that was a bad breath in. See, the breath in that would be good would be like that. That's the breath.
Yeah, we do numbers. Yeah,
we do big numbers, not small numbers, but large ones. Obama didn't do numbers like the numbers that I did.
And I saw him talk about it too, because
There's the big Trump. There's the big Trump that's big like this, but there's also the somber Trump. He's talking a little bit differently.
Yeah, well,
a little bit quieter.
Now she's black or whatever. Yeah,
She's Indian. She's black. What is she?
Now she's black.
She might as well be an anamorph. I don't even know what that is. That's a book. They told me it was
a book. It's a fun book series and a very short-lived TV series.
Mm-hmm. I never read one, but I always flipped through because you could.
The little whatever. That's
you see a kid transform into an eagle or some shit.
Yeah, really fucking stupid show. But there's the concept. It was fun, I guess. The Yerks or whatever was this fucking. I think it was an alien race that came from fucking. They were like these fucking worms that would control the parents and like the adults and like the leaders and shit to try to like control the population. Wow, that's a fucking real deep cut. Animorphs. I completely forgot about that. Shit.
Yeah, it's real, man.
Yeah.
Animorphs
that's what they're doing now.
history.
For real.
Yeah. Animorphs.
Yeah, just animals.
They tried to warn us with that Netflix show.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to tell you for years, they're trying to morph you into animals. They're trying to turn humans into animals. I'm talking transhumanists. They don't want you to be a human.
That's because it's so funny because that's one of those things where Alex Jones has been saying that for 15 years, and he kind of is right. Like, I think they are trying to like genetically splice human and animals. Probably one of the worst ideas you could possibly have. Like, that's way beyond talking about like stem cells and like stuff like that.
Well, it's like the high evolutionary from Spider-Man from Well, and now they put him in Guardians of the Galaxy, but he was there. That's what he was doing. His whole thing was like trying to fucking make people live longer by making them animals or like splicing DNA and shit.
Dude, Turtle, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
How long does a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle live?
Who knows?
A good question.
I mean, fucking, I'm
gonna assume
that
longer
Last
than a normal
Ronin
turtle
comes out.
Well,
The Last Ronin.
Oh, that's the new one?
The new one that's supposed to come out, which I don't know if it was supposed to be a movie or a video game, but it's based off the comic that there's one turtle left. You don't find out who it is until like in the middle or whatever, and then it's not the turtle. It's always the turtle you expect, but
Leonardo.
No.
Michelangelo.
Oh yeah, but fucking
Da Vinci.
No, Michelangelo.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. So he's because he's got all the weapons. He's got like it's the comic is crazy.
Yeah,
the comic is absolutely crazy. But I can't remember if they were developing a movie for it. Movie would be kind of hard because it's like the comic has so much history. The cartoon series has so much history. You could see that being like an animated thing or even a video game. Ooh. But to bring like such a dark story to something that's kind of like short-lived as far as the live action for like the casual viewer, it would be a lot harder. Yeah. Because that's another series that's just been rebooted and redone a million times too.
Yeah, well, they're mutants.
They're mutants.
That's how it works.
That's the whole thing. Longevity.
You know what? I actually think we've got a South Park situation. I think that they never grow up. Think about it. I think that it's like they're just teenagers forever. You know what I mean?
Could
like
be.
South Park, they never grow up. It's like, how long has Cartman been in middle
fourth
school?
grade.
Yeah.
I think they're all in fourth grade, right?
Yeah, exactly. They never even got out of the elementary school.
No.
Same thing. How long are these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles going to be teenagers? And it would actually be not interesting to see them grow up, right? You don't want to see middle-aged Ninja Turtles.
Middle-aged mutant Ninja Turtles.
What kind of problems do they have?
Yeah,
I was doing karate and I hurt my back.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would suck. Sounds boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds sad.
Just like mowing the lawn and shit, and like there's a couple of baby turtles that like maybe they start their adventure.
I think that's gonna be
They're
Shrek
like
4.
kind of married, probably.
I'm pretty sure that's Shrek 4. I think it's Shrek has kids and he's old Shrek now.
Was it? There's 4 Shrek movies.
There's a new one coming out.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You don't know the drama?
I know that I saw it was Shrek 2, the one where I know that there was a Puss in Boots movie. Shrek 2, Puss in Boots showed up in Shrek 2, right?
Yeah.
I know there was Shrek the Third, but I just
kind of
never
like
saw it.
Shrek Extended Universe.
Yeah.
But like really, we're talking Shrek mainline movies.
Yeah.
Third one,
3 of them,
Shrek
yeah.
Forever After. Oh shit! Yeah, there is 4. Shrek 5's the new one.
Shit.
I'm actually wrong because I forgot about Shrek Forever After. Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
And there was actually, if
I love the
you're getting
first
all the way
one.
into it, there was Christmas specials too. There was a couple Christmas specials.
Nice.
So the Shrek lore goes deep, but come on, guys. Let's be real, okay? First two movies, peak. Nothing happens really that compares after that. The first two movies are the peak. I've seen it argued that the second movie's better than the first movie. I would like to disagree. I think like it's like Star Wars and the prequels, where over the years people have changed their mind.
Well, I'll tell you this: with Star Wars, the sequels will make you appreciate the prequels.
Do you mean the new ones?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you have the regular, you have the regular trilogy, and then you have the prequel trilogy, which got all that hate, right? And then you have the sequel trilogy, which was Disney's fucking butchering of everything.
I try not to rant because the thing is I end up being one of those people who just hates most modern things. But it's like, what happened? Disney bought Star Wars, and you want to talk about like what really went wrong? George Lucas had a story written.
Yep.
He had an idea.
He literally gave it to them, and they just did whatever the fuck they wanted with it.
So this isn't like the type of thing where it's like, oh, no, like you're just complaining because you don't like how it turned out. No, I'm saying it was something else entirely before it got taken away from you. It was going to be something else.
You just turned it into this fucking bullshit.
whatever the fuck that was, this commercial.
Yeah.
Because what it was supposed to be, what the original Star Wars movies were. It's interesting in the same way that something like maybe a Game of Thrones is interesting.
Right.
Where you're actually having a political narrative through a different lens. Like that's really what you're seeing. You're seeing someone tell a political story, but through a different format than you're used to. And for George Lucas, that was Star Wars. He was presenting this political narrative, but it was presented in space, and they're fighting in space, and it's a war in space. But really, it's a war. It's about war.
Right.
And that's what the prequels do even better. The prequels actually, that's why nobody really liked them at the time, because they didn't understand them. Because it was like, for one, he kind of, in my opinion, he was ahead of the curve in the sense that maybe an audience now would be more apt to something like this. Maybe not. But if it was released on streaming or something, for sure, where it's like you can pace something that way. It's like you can pace something where first movie is building to the second movie, which is building to the third movie. And the first movie is intentionally kind of slow, and the second movie is intentionally...
episodic,
Yeah, and it feels... Whereas the first three movies weren't... The episode 4, 5, and 6 weren't like that. But episode 1, 2, and 3 are meant to be kind of slow and building towards this war at the end, and building up to this whole thing with Anakin, and it's just laying out this groundwork in a way that the first movies didn't do, actually, because he actually thought the first one was a one-off, and then he plotted the story around it, so he didn't have this whole overarching idea. But what I'm saying is that with the prequels, he was doing what he was trying to do.
I think he wrote all three at the same time. Like he had
exactly,
or at the very least, like he had it in his mind where it was going to lead and where it was going to go.
The arch, at least the arc of Anakin and what all this is leading up to.
Yeah. Like he knew to split it into three. He's like, okay, I have my first trilogy.
And what is the whole story about? It's about way more than the original films. It's about political intrigue and like what is this whole...
The Jedi Order coming to an end, and
yes, that's what it's about. It's not about fucking lightsabers and space. That's just the backdrop. It's actually a politics story.
Right.
And so
I like the lightsabers though, and the fighting and shit. Yeah, of course.
But that's what I hate.
That's how they get somebody like me. I just want to see explosions. And
shit. That's what I was about to say. That's how modern Disney gets away with it, because that's what happened.
They get away with it because it's like the legacy and the prestige of Star Wars is already there. Like they had this built-in fucking like the fan loyalty. No matter what, they're gonna watch it. They're gonna hate it. They're gonna fucking despise it. They're gonna talk about it. And that's what they bought.
Marvel's got the same thing.
It's the same thing with Marvel. Yeah. Like, of course, I'm gonna go watch it fucking 4 times and complain about it. And that's why they say, "Oh, they'll never be happy." Yeah. Well, you motherfuckers, you're not giving them the payoffs that they want to see.
Yeah.
So it's just this vicious money-making fucking machine.
And I would even say what I hate in this trend in modern writing. Star Wars, great example of purposely not giving audiences what they want, in the name of subversion of expectations.
Right, yeah.
Oh, well, we didn't want to do what you wanted. We
didn't want
to
to give you the
surprise
happily ever after. Go fuck yourself.
We didn't want to put all three of the characters from the original films in a scene together for you. We didn't want to give you Luke Skywalker and Han Solo and Leia all in a scene together. We knew you wanted that, but fuck you. That's why we didn't do it. That's literally their explanation. Is like, well, we knew you wanted it, but that's why we didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like,
Disney.
Who are you trying to satisfy with this film?
Themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's the mentality of a lot of this is it's kind of this Hollywood circle jerk. Oh, well, what can we do? What can we get away with? What are we trying to teach people about today? And not about making a good movie.
It's not teach. It's capitalizing on fucking like just issues that they've like helped create. Even,
yes, yeah, issues that they perpetuate. And George Lucas, the whole thing I was saying with him is, I would even say maybe if he wrote the three new movies, maybe we would have had another prequel situation where they would have came out and they would have been not well received in a way that we wouldn't have even expected. Like it would have not been what we thought it was going to be.
It's come out recently like that there was a lot of like manufactured hate for those movies. Like they were paying fucking
for the new Star Wars movies.
No, the prequel.
The
the new Star Wars, the Disney one.
You wouldn't even have to manufacture hate.
No, but like for the prequels, a lot of it was like they were paying critics, they were paying off certain like just like columnists and whoever that were like reviewing movies at the time to fucking hate them, and they were like nitpicking the shit out of it. But there were because I remember watching the first one and like, all right, this wasn't. It's different, sure, but it's not fucking completely like trash.
Yeah,
the acting was great.
Yeah,
fucking he's a kid, whatever.
When I remember that's the movie where you got the dude with the dual sabers.
That's Darth Maul. So
the only one you got Darth Maul.
Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, the one that came out in '99.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that in theaters with a dickhead friend of mine who had already seen it and was like, oh, by the way, he dies. Why would you do that, you little cocksucker?
Piece of shit.
Yeah, just a piece of shit.
But and those movies, like I said, sort of ahead of their time in the way that they were building towards something bigger, because you didn't see movies do that back then, where it was like a trilogy that really was meant to be 1, 2, and 3. He kind of did establish that, and it was controversial that he did that. That's why it wasn't so well received in some ways, because a lot of people were like, that was not Star Wars. That was like this slow burn fucking different thing I'm not used to. But he was trying to tell a different story, which I think, again, it was more true to the actual spirit of the original films. It's supposed to be this slow burn political thriller type story where you have battles along the way, and the lightsabers are cool and the battles are cool, but it's really about like the struggle between these two empires and all this shit. Like like that, you can compare that to Game of Thrones. Like, and it's so funny because it's the same exact thing that goes wrong. It lives too long, and it's like that quote from the Batman movie: either die a hero or live to see yourself become the villain. Yeah, because they lived long enough, and like Game of Thrones, you could say, they ran out of book material, all these sorts of things, but really, I feel like
they just decided to do their own fucking thing, those two guys.
And the show became a victim of its own success because they interpreted, what do people like about the show? They thought it was, people like the tits, people like the dragons, people like the action. But that's not what people liked. People liked the storytelling and the world building and all of that, and the political intrigue. And it's like you just watch this story lose itself along the way if you watch the show all the way through.
From beginning to end. Yeah. I'll say this, the biggest the thing I'm most grateful for with Game of Thrones was like I was very much like, oh fuck, everyone's blown this out of proportion. How good could this fucking thing be? And so it wasn't until like season 6, like I think I watched the season 6 finale live, like the last 4 episodes of season 6 I watched live because I was catching up from season 1 during the airing of season 6. I was catching up from season 1 all the way through, and it was so great to not have to wait like years like most people did, like in between shit. So like between seasons 5 and 6, when the big thing happens, spoilers to whatever fuck has seen it, but like it's like, oh my god, I'm like, yeah, if he's not fucking dead, there's no way they're not gonna, like everyone dies, but not fucking him,
Yeah.
So it's like it gets like you were saying, like with the world building, you're really just trying to like invest in a story, but there's so much of this shit in Hollywood that where it's like, oh well, like just to like suspend the expectation and like keep it back and just go different for the sake because we don't know what the fuck else to do creatively anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, and
that's why everything gets remade 1,000 times.
The problem is they do that. Everything is about remake, because it's what I was about to say, remaking things, right? They take IPs that are already established, then they pull that bullshit on them, and then the public rejects it, and they point their finger at the public and go, "What's wrong with you?" And a great example of that is the whole Snow White situation, right? Where you fucking take the story of Snow White, you butcher it, you have the actress come out and say, well, it's not about a man. The story was never about her needing a man.
That's exactly
what the fucking story is.
Yeah.
A man needs to kiss her, and she comes back to life. That's the story. There's nothing more to the story. That's the
source material exists. What are you rewriting it and making it live action and not hiring actual fucking dwarf actors?
And that too.
Why would you CG what the fuck are we doing here?
That too, right?
Like, isn't that
well, and that was because wasn't it somebody who complained about it? I remember the guy. It connects right back to Game of Thrones because it was Peter Dinklage said something about it. I was having a conversation with somebody about this recently, so I'm gonna actually get to the bottom of it. Let's see what Peter Dinklage's comment was, because he said a comment about Snow White.
Can you imagine if they had taken some of like the best like dwarf actors and put them in those fucking roles? You want to talk about legitimizing a fucking Disney movie or like a kids movie like that? Because that's what they used to do. They used to get voices of people who not necessarily like they didn't really do voice acting, but they would put them in the movies like fucking James Earl Jones did The Lion King and I can't. I'm blanking on all the examples, but like that was Disney's thing.
Well, okay. So here's what it was: is that he came out and said that Peter Dinklage came out and complained that they were casting dwarves. I think that's what it was.
That they were casting dwarves?
Yes. In January 2022. Actor Peter Dinklage criticized Disney's live-action Snow White remake, calling it a backward story for its portrayal of the Seven Dwarfs, despite the studio's progressive casting of a Latina lead. Dinklage, speaking on the WTF with Mark Maron podcast, argued that the story featuring characters in a cave reinforces harmful stereotypes. He questioned the hypocrisy of casting a diverse lead while maintaining what he considered a backwards story. He criticized them for not changing the story enough. That's good, man. That's good. And
it's fatigue at this point. It's just exhaustion.
And then, here it is. Following the criticism, Disney announced they would rethink the portrayal of the dwarf characters, ultimately using CGI to create magical creatures instead of hiring actors for those roles. Can you believe that? And I remember, some in the Little People community, including actress Caitlin Williams. I didn't hear about this, but I knew Wee Man came out and said something about it from Jackass.
Yeah.
Criticized Dinklage, arguing his comments cost actors with dwarfism job opportunities in the film. Yeah, that's
shit. What I'm saying. Like, you could
and also, what
Wee
a
Man
golden opportunity for these guys. Literally, when else do you get that?
If Vern Troyer was still alive... You don't think he would have been like one of the... dude, I was thinking Peter Dinklage, Vern Troyer.
Yeah, Peter Dinklage is the guy that fucked it up for everybody.
He would have been...
He's the one that fucked it up.
He would have been he should have been grumpy.
Can you believe it?
Fuck him.
That's so funny because he would play the perfect grumpy.
He would have been the perfect... Honestly, he's got so much fucking range. He could play anything, right? But
Grumpy's it, man.
Grumpy would have been perfect.
Grumpy's it.
But you think I can't remember the name of the guy, but he played Mickey on Seinfeld. He's done a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
He would have been a great dwarf. The guy that was in Bad Santa, can't think of his name, but he was great.
You're right. Wee Man.
Dude, it would have been like the fucking Avengers of
dwarves.
Of dwarf actors.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And it would have been awesome. What a fucking opportunity. It doesn't even make sense.
No,
also, why did Disney feel the need to respond to his statement is the other stupid part of it. Why did they even care what he said? They could have just... Because they took what he said...
Right, Peter, you don't want to be in the movie. You don't have to be in the fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know?
I didn't know that he framed it as
the comic. Who's the comic? Brian
Callen? Oh, I know who you're talking about.
I think his name is the short guy.
Short guy, yeah. I forget his name.
Fuck, it's gonna bother me. But he's fucking hilarious. He would have been great. He would have been happy.
so many, because I think what an opportunity that is to be a part of a Disney film, and not only that, you're properly representing dwarves in the sense that like it's a story where you guys are perfectly cast. It's not like people
they're
are
taking care of. It's like in a very good light. First of all, they own their own home, right? They work all day,
yeah,
and they take care of this woman that had like no place to go.
yeah,
What the fuck would portray them in a negative light?
yeah.
It's
Well, because okay, so here I'll tell you what it is, but I'm gonna let Oscar out of the room. He's getting unruly.
he's getting antsy.
It's because see, that's exactly it. I didn't know that he framed the criticism like that. Maybe it's just AI doing it wrong, but I'm assuming it's right.
Oh, were you just?
I was reading whatever the fuck Google said, but I'm sure that's the gist of it. I know he said something on a podcast. I didn't know it was Mark Maron's podcast either. Yeah. But of course, Mark Maron got him to do it. Mark Maron's like, tell me everything that's wrong with them. That's what Mark Maron would have done. Because Mark Maron just gets people to complain because that's what Mark Maron likes to do. That's not a criticism, folks. That's his bit. That's his thing. He hates everything.
No, it kind of that's kind of his thing.
Everybody knows that about him. So, with that, I didn't know that he was framing it like, oh, they were progressive and cast a Latina actress, but they didn't be progressive in the way they did the dwarfs. He just did that. He played the progressive game. And that's the thing, and that's what people get fucking turned off by, and that's what I'm talking about. That's the whole reason I got into it, because that's what the actress did when she was in the movie, and she goes out and she's talking about the story. Oh, yeah, she didn't need a man. She never needed a man. And then everybody just finds it's not even just the point she's making. They found like her to be kind of unlikable, and they found the attitude she was taking towards people to be unlikable, because she's basically telling you, if you like the original Snow White, this is not for you. And
Great.
Why are they doing
original.
that?
I'll watch the original, and I'll show my kids the original.
Yes, exactly.
I won't show them your fucking movie.
Exactly.
Show that to whatever audience you want to see it. Here's the thing that people don't realize: the power's in the viewership. Just don't watch it. Stop talking about it. They make
keep
money
making
off the publicity because they're dicks. Let them. I mean, what are they gonna do? Eventually, they're gonna run out of money. Keep making these fucking lackluster fucking films.
You know what's
Enough
funny?
people go watch them. But it's the same thing with the government too, and the news and all that. Just stop watching it. You don't stop scrolling.
But you know what happens, dude? So I was at work the other day, and I'm at work. I'm a server. The TV's on, and I'm scrolling through the movies, and I'm like, oh shit, Little Mermaid. I pushed Little Mermaid. It's fucking live action Little Mermaid, the new one. I'm like, what is this? But you know what? If I was not as well versed, well trained, I'd probably just leave it on and not even care. I'm like, oh well, it's Little Mermaid, same thing. They trick you into accepting these things, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah. Like if you don't have an open eye and you're paying attention, you'll all of a sudden you're watching bullshit.
It's all
you're
subliminal
consuming
at
bullshit.
this point. I mean, people scroll now. I mean, who the fuck sits through a movie even anymore? I mean, it's not that I don't want to.
Yeah.
But I've even found myself, as much as like against the scrolling and all the other social media aspects of everything that to life that there is now, you find yourself like semi-addicted to like just fucking sitting there.
Yeah.
We weren't designed to just watch 18 fucking things within a minute.
No.
You know?
You ever read the book Brave New World, or you know anything about that?
No.
So, 1984,
Yes.
right? Yeah. So it's kind of like
Never read it, but I know the concept.
You know the gist of it. So 1984 is a great dystopian novel, for those who don't know. It's written by George Orwell. He also wrote Animal Farm. That's a great entry-level book to any of his work. But 1984 is phenomenal. And what's interesting about Brave New World is I think it's the first dystopian novel, and is written in either the 30s or the 40s. And it's by Aldous Huxley. And right there, actually, I've got it sitting right there next to you. Brave New World and Brave New World Revisited. And it's pre-World War I, World War II. So it's like, really, 1984, you're seeing, after you have Hitler and all this violence and rule by violence in the modern world, you have more of a totalitarian version of a dystopian future. Whereas, the way that Brave New World presents it, it's a dystopian future that's ruled by hedonism, and it's ruled by pleasure and giving people what they want. And an interesting conversation is, okay, so the modern world that we're in, is it closer to a hedonistic world where it's ruled by pleasure, or is it closer to a world ruled by violence, like in 1984, and dictatorship and totalitarian government? And I would probably say it's closer to the first one, with the way that we have social media and phones, and I think we're always set up to be satisfied enough and to always have our dopamine going off.
Gratification, we're fucked.
And like if you were a government, or if you were in a ruler, that's the perfect situation, because then people are, there's always, in the book it's called Soma, and it's so interesting because it's written in the 30s or 40s, and it's the book, it's a drug. People are always taking Soma, and I would liken that to social media now, where it's like the book's kind of telling you the game plan, where this is what's going to happen in the next 100 years. And what's interesting about Brave New World Revisited is that's Aldous Huxley in like breaking the meta, right? He's like talking non-fictionally.
Yeah.
He's just explaining the ideas of the book and how they apply to the real world, but he's doing that like 15 years after the book came out. So he's talking about how the world is getting closer to the world that he was describing in his book. And again, this book's almost 100 years old now. So go and read it now and just think about the world we live in and think about the things we talk about. And it's not that this book predicted it. It's that stuff was already in the atmosphere, and this guy just saw it.
Yeah, he just kind of pulled it out of it.
Yeah, same thing with George Orwell in 1984. It's not a prediction. It's just something that resonated. It's a spoiler. That's hilarious. Yeah.
Well,
and that's
Paul Heyman.
It's Paul Heyman's the man.
He is.
It's crazy how radically different those books are and those stories are, but the future is kind of a mix of the both. Where we are now is kind of a mixture of both in a lot of ways, like there is rule by censorship. Big Brother is always watching. That definitely happens. That's real. And you definitely kind of always feel like there's a camera everywhere nowadays. Like that wasn't the thing. Yeah, but we all do that now, and that's definitely an element of the story, and so. And I would say the way that social media has like taboo, things you can and cannot say. Like this is all like stuff that 1984 was just kind of getting you ready for.
Well, dude, like people are saying like unalived in real life. Like I remember.
Oh yeah, it's
they're rewriting the fucking language.
Yeah,
I remember the first time I heard somebody say "bussin" outside of TikTok in real life. I just looked at this kid like, you fuck, like kill yourself. Like get away from me.
Unalive yourself.
Unalive yourself. Unalive yourself.
You got to speak their language,
It's just and sure, part of it's like me just being a fucking grumpy old fucking 35-year-old man, but like
essay. That's another one. Essay. They got essayed.
Just like the censorship is just so fucking ridiculous at this point. Grape.
They were grape.
Grape's another one. Like let's soften one of the most horrible fucking things you could do to somebody. You know?
And I don't understand. What I think is so interesting about that stuff is that you could make the argument that censorship isn't happening, but it's not even really about that. It's about like the Overton window, right? It's about like socially, what are we comfortable with saying and not saying? And if you live in a city, you'll notice, or if you move to a city, I should say, like if you grew up in a rural area, you move to a city, I think you're going to notice this a lot more than somebody else, because I think that Overton window is a lot different in a city. I think just like the things people are willing to share with one another, like people don't think differently anywhere. They kind of all think the same everywhere, but people represent their views differently in a city than they would in a rural area. Nobody really gives a fuck in a rural area. No. But in a city, I think everybody's kind of worried, like, oh, I don't want to appear as if I disagree. So they and especially like
that's the biggest problem. That's that herd mentality. That fucking like just sheeple.
Yeah. But I think in a city, I've always tried to figure out like what is that? Like why is that more? I mean, you can see it on a fucking map. I mean, like the way that like blue areas are in cities, red areas are not in cities, and that doesn't. I'm not making a social statement. That's just on a map.
That's how
it exists.
It was. Yeah.
So what's going on? And my theory is it's like a socialization thing, right? Like I think if you're in a city, you're used to infrastructure and you're used to people all networking and working in a big group. And if you're in a rural area,
you're also more dependent on your neighbors or whatever. If you're
naturally dependent, it's just a part of functioning in that world. Whereas like if you're rural, you become independent, and it's like I think that's where that not trusting things can come from, right? Where I don't trust nobody, because why would I? Like I don't. Why? I'm from near Flint, Michigan. Why the fuck would I trust a government ever?
Of course, exactly.
Like, come on, dude. Like it actually blows my mind. Anybody would trust anybody, but yeah. So, but it's interesting to me the way that is, because it's not even that people think differently. It's the way that people talk about what they think.
Right.
I've even learned that it becomes this funny thing where people will not know if they should or should not like make a certain type of joke. So you can watch people like slowly open up if they talk to you long enough. You know, like, oh, this guy's cool.
Yeah.
I can say this around him. But at first they don't say it. At first you can see them open up.
you take a little, you know.
And I know I do it too. I must. I just don't consciously do it.
Of course. It's you know, you gotta.
It's just funny to me how, you know, we all do these things.
Of course, it's part of the human condition.
Well, and and I think, you know, I guess you could say it's diplomacy. I guess you could chalk it up to that. Because,
I mean,
because you don't ever want to, you know, in real life, we don't really want to argue with people. Most of the time, you don't want to argue with somebody. So you're going to give just enough.
Some people would argue that, though. Like, some people just want the fuckery, just want the argument, like, to be argumentative for the sake of being argumentative.
And those people,
but they're nightmares. They're fucking, those are the Karens of the world, or the fucking, you know, just, I don't know.
Maybe on the internet, but in real life, if you're like that in real life, oh, dude. You got to talk to a therapist. The therapist can help you iron those out.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I just don't think you need to be arguing with people. Like, most people don't. Most people, like, if you have an opinion that differs from my opinion, it's all about responding, right? So let's say, I don't know, like, what's a good example? What's like a divisive issue, like an issue where I'd be okay if we disagree. My mind goes to abortion for some reason. I don't know why.
No, because that's the one that's the default one.
Okay, so that's what we'll do. Yeah. So it's like,
or immigration, which, you know,
immigration's another good one. Yeah. Oh, immigration's a hot button one. So let's do immigration. That's even better. Yeah. So it's immigration, and I think that I have a belief in immigration that it should be changed. The way we should do immigration should be changed. And you believe that anybody should be able to come into the country no matter what, and that's what our country is founded upon. Mm-hmm. So those are two completely different arguments. I think that immigration is not working properly, and we need to do something better. When
it moves from immigration to invasion, that's when you have a real fucking problem.
Sounds like you agree with me.
Which was, I mean, yeah. Well, also, like,
but
I know what you mean. I know what you're saying.
But it's more nuanced than that, and so that's the whole point. That's the whole point I'm making. Is if someone were to tell me, "Oh, I think anybody should get into the country no matter what," I would say, "Okay, well, what other country do you know that other than America that does that? Like that would ever do that?"
Borders exist for a reason.
Exactly.
You know?
That's, I mean, to me, because you have to think about it. Like, it's like we were talking about right before we started too, about, like, you know, everybody was a kid once and we grow up. Like, everybody has their own idea. You're thinking what you're thinking. I don't know why you think what you think. I have no idea why you got to that conclusion.
Yeah,
so I should just ask you questions and figure out why you think that. And then that's why I think inquiring, okay, so if you think that, then why are these other countries doing this? That's what I would ask you. Like, why would any other, you know, and also, would it be beneficial to let in anybody? Like, do you think there's bad people?
Absolutely not. Yeah.
Are there not bad people? But I'm not going to argue with them about it. I would just ask questions like that, and then I would say, like, you know, like, I'm not going to change their mind. So I think it's all about, like, just figuring people out and having wonder and asking questions. It's not about changing someone's mind or getting your point across, even, in my opinion. You're not going to change that people. The only way you change somebody's mind is if you get them to think about it differently, and that you're going to do that through prodding at the way they think.
Also talking to the opposite side, because people just talk in echo chambers now.
And and
they just stick to their own kind, but, like, you know, not racially or it's like socially, people would like gravitate to, like, stick to people that have, like, the same views, which is, I mean, of course it's only natural, but you can't just only be hearing, because the whole thing is, when we stop talking to the other side or whatever, when people stop even trying to see it, you create this fucking, like, you just completely dehumanize the other side.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that's how division, that's why conquering by division is possible, is because you turn the public against itself.
And I just I don't know. I just think I've always been like an old man inside of my soul, and I've just never thought that way.
I'd say you have an old soul, yeah.
But I feel like people don't believe you when you say things like that. But it's like, I just don't judge people. I just don't. Like, I just don't. I really, really don't. And I think
I don't care enough to. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, sure, but, like, I don't give a fuck what the other person's doing. You know,
or what they think or why they think it.
Good.
I don't have time to think about that.
Yeah, I got my own shit. I got my own problems.
And I think that it's better for me to not think about. Like, I think that it's better for me, and in turn, it's better for you if I don't think about that. Meaning, like, it's better for the world if I just focus on myself and I don't concern myself about the ideas of other people, and I just focus on having the best ideas that I can have. That will be better for everyone else in the end. And I wish we all thought that way.
Right.
And we're all. I mean, that's people get, I don't know why the name Anne Frank is coming to mind, because it's not Anne Frank. It's the one who did all the stuff with like dude, I'm not gonna remember. They wrote a book all about, it's like a controversial political figure. She wrote a book, The Fountainhead. That's what I can type in. It'll pop right up, because I'm not gonna remember her name, but that's gonna make it pop right up. Ayn Rand. So
okay. Yeah, I would have never gotten that.
Ayn Rand is a figure, like if you're in like a social circle, especially like an uppity social circle, viewed down upon, because Ayn Rand's whole idea was like this radical, laissez-faire, what's the thing that America has that's bad? That the money, I can't think of the word, capitalism.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know that one.
Laissez-faire
Laissez-faire
capitalism.
capitalism. Yeah. So the laissez-faire meaning hands off, just let anybody do whatever they want, which is a pretty radical idea, and I think she's wrong. But one thing she would always argue, and it's like philosophically, is that focusing on yourself and being selfish is the best thing you can do for other people, and that every choice you ever make throughout your life will be selfish, whether you know it or not. Everything you do is inherently selfish.
Right.
And I think there's more truth to that than most people would like to admit, you know, like,
right.
And I think you should focus on yourself. Like even when you're focusing on other people, what you're really doing is you're focusing on yourself. Like, I think that sounds crazy if you don't really think about it. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really sound like it makes sense. It sounds like, what are you saying? But I mean, I just feel like always that's what it's about. And like, if you're pursuing a better life, the pursuit of happiness, it's about pursuing the best thing for yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe that's being around other people, but ultimately it should be about what your goals are. And I just think people are naturally codependent. We naturally fucking look at likes. We look at fucking view counts.
Right.
We look at, oh, so-and-so does this and I don't do this. None of that shit
And really,
matters.
you're at the mercy of the algorithm when it comes to that.
And I think that's always been the case throughout all of humanity, but now it's just so exaggerated and cartoonish, even with the phone.
We live in a fucking cartoon.
We live in the Grand Theft Auto world that was portrayed to us 10 years ago.
Yeah, and that's why they won't release the fucking update.
Because it's just going to be the real world, dude. I remember when they were saying that.
And this time it's going to be in Florida.
That was actually a solid move, because if you're trying to go wild, Florida's probably the wildest place you could go.
Honestly, though, I hate that it was just because I'm sick. So it was Grand Theft Auto 3, which takes place in Liberty City. Then you have Vice City, which is down in Florida, and then you have San Andreas, which is in California, which is LA. That's how they should have. Like 5 should have been in Florida, and then this one should have been in LA.
Yeah, they broke the cycle, but it's the HD games are different, so they don't consider. Because you didn't say 1 or 2, did you?
Well, yeah, no, 1 and 2, like mostly. I mean, there is
1 is Liberty City, I believe.
1 is Liberty City. Then it's 1969, which takes place in London, and they just have like a British flag on it.
Yeah,
and I think it's called 1969 London, and which is. I can't remember if it actually says the name of the city, because the whole thing is like that it's all fictionalized and it's not, or whatever. Because
whatever their version of, but in the GTA universe, that's even like a different world, right? So like there's 3 different GTA universes.
Yeah, you have the top down, you have the HD, and then you have like the PS2 era,
which is weird if you think about it, because it's like, you know, the San Andreas of the HD era and the San Andreas of the modern era are connected, but they're not. However, or the 3D era versus the HD era, I should say. They're connected, but they're not connected. So like CJ did exist, but it didn't exist, and Grove Street existed, but it didn't exist. There's all those things happening.
Well, they also tease it when you go to Grove Street in that one mission. You're like, there's no fucking way they're gonna do it. And also, like, no, because they kill, what's his name from Lost in the Damned? Trevor just fucking destroys him. Like, in the beginning. Yeah,
no, but that's also HD universe. That's GTA 4. because GTA 4 is
Right,
the
yeah.
beginning of HD universe. And so, but
And Tommy is mentioned, but in San Andreas. But see, so that is 3D universe, not HD.
I really wish they would do a Chicago Grand Theft Auto, and I don't say that because I'm in Chicago. I say that because what other major city you got left that would work? And I think Chicago works on all fronts.
They were supposed to do that in the 3D era a couple times, and everyone, they would call it would be called something else. It wouldn't be called Grand Theft Auto Chicago. But
of course.
For a 7, maybe they'll go because
they already have a name. I think I just forgot what it was. They have a bunch of like
fictional cities. Yeah. No,
names.
because San Andreas and Vice City existed in like the original. Like you could unlock, or you would hear about it on the radio too. Like they would talk about San Andreas in Vice City before San Andreas, or in Liberty City before San Andreas was even a fucking concept.
How do you feel about GTA 6?
I don't fucking care anymore. I stopped playing 3. So when 5 when 5 came out, I'm very big into like the story. I finished it like very fast.
Yeah.
And then I went and did like the 100% checklist just because like fucking I wanted the achievement, I wanted the stupid shirt or whatever, and also I just wanted to say I 100% in that fucking game. And then they released online. I'm like, oh, this is fun. But then there was like the hacking. Like I had very very early, like I don't think I played past 2014. And then there was like the whole ranked system, and people were like really cheating hard and like finding ways to cheat on console too.
The online now is just abysmal.
Well, there's the role play servers, which are fucking hilarious.
That's
if you
cool.
Watch those, yeah.
Those are cool.
Those
That's
are
kind
funny
of
as shit.
reinvigorated that whole community.
Yeah.
They needed that. And it's interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how GTA 6 embraces that. Hopefully they do. But even then, it all spells. For me, it's writing on the wall, and it's the exact thing that's the entire gaming industry. It's just fucking. It's all gone downhill.
Shark cards saved Rockstar games.
Saved Rockstar. Well,
but also it completely. EA was the first to do it, I think, with the microtransactions and all the bullshit. I think it was EA, and they did that across Need for Speed. They did that across all the Call of Duty games. They did it across. What was the other fucking big one that they did? All the sports games and shit. Like all the 2K games. Like you can unlock.
And Call of Duty did the loot boxes. I think they were the first ones.
Was,
maybe, and I think Fortnite probably started.
Sorry,
with the
2K is its own thing. My bad.
Yeah, but just like the whole, the game is not the product. It's what you get afterwards is the product.
Yeah, like day one DLC can suck a dick all the way. Like that's just bullshit that's behind the paywall.
And I'm telling you guys, and I've been saying this, and I have so many reasons to think this. GTA 6 will not be good. GTA 6 will be a completely different game than GTA 5, than GTA 4, than GTA 3. It might be okay. The gameplay will probably be good. The story will not be the same. And it will be like these other games where it's mainly about online, and they're going to put so much money into online. You know, with Red Dead Redemption 2, the guy who wrote Red Dead Redemption 2, who's not with Rockstar anymore, the lead writer of Rockstar, who wrote all the games, who's not with Rockstar anymore, he said that there was much more content planned for Red Dead Redemption 2. They were going to do story DLC, and they were going to maybe like a prequel thing where you see the Blackwater heist, and maybe a DLC.
Point, why not just make another fucking game?
You could say that, yeah.
You know
and
what I mean?
Maybe, yeah. But the thing is, like, what's cool about that is, remember GTA 4 when they basically made GTA 4 3 games in one by releasing Lost and Damned and Ballad of Gay Tony? Like, they were basically expanding
it was 3
the
in 1.
original.
Yeah.
We made the game feel like 2 other games.
You want to talk about fucking like retarded releases? So you had Grand Theft Auto 4.
Yeah.
And then they released the DLC for that. So you had like the Ballad of Gay Tony, and you had I think what was the first one that
Lost and
the Damned came out first, and then it was the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Yep, you're right.
And that was like a real like progression of shit. So okay, so like I can just have the original game, and now the DLC lives on my console. Well, then they released episodes from Liberty City, which you didn't even need Grand Theft Auto 4 to have. So it was just the Ballad of Gay Tony and the Lost and the Damned, and you have the whole map, you have a whole function, and some would argue it's better because now you have just the fucking, like, let's say you just wanted to play the DLC, the map is like wider or whatever. It's the updated map, and it's the updated functions. Like you could parachute in those fucking games, you could base jump and all that. and then they released the one you're talking about. So it's like 3 different releases of the same fucking shit.
Yeah.
And then what they did with the shark cards and the DLCs, like it was just like DLC after DLC after DLC for what, 13 years now?
Well, and this is what I'm saying is with Red Dead Redemption 2, they were going to sink more time into it and make it bigger, but you know what happened? Instead, they put more money into Red Dead Online and they put more money into Grand Theft Auto Online.
Right.
And the guy who wrote everything, who put so much thought into this, who had all these ideas, they go to him and they tell him, "Listen, we'd rather you just write some online content for us, and we're not going to do any more story shit. I know that you want to do that story shit, but just financially, it doesn't make any sense." And it was supposed to be just in Red Dead Redemption 1 even had that, folks, if you remember, because it had the zombie expansion.
The nightmare. The
Undead
Nightmare. Yeah.
And that was just like you said, you could even just buy the disc and have Undead Nightmare
They did that.
alone.
They did that for Undead Nightmare too.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that's kick ass, and it's a whole separate experience from the original game. And that's what happens when you have a company that cares. But over time, Rockstar has not. It's become a different company than it used to be.
Right, because Rockstar used to be the company that gave a fuck.
And
which
I'm
was
not
why
saying
Vice
that
City banged as hard as it did, because they had all the voice actors. They had like
Ray
real fucking
Liotta for
actors.
that
Ray
shit.
Liotta was fucking Tommy Vercetti.
He's so funny in interviews
Will
when he
Arnett.
talks about it. He seems confused and offended.
Yeah, like almost like it didn't happen. Yeah. It's fucking hilarious. Danny Trejo was in it, dude. You had fucking like everybody. Gary Busey. It was like one of the most amazing. And then the fucking music.
Yeah.
You know?
The soundtracks of those games, and that's something I think with GTA 6 they'll probably have a kick-ass soundtrack. I think
don't
they'll
doubt
keep
it.
that
I don't
up,
doubt it.
yeah.
But 5 wasn't anything too crazy.
It wasn't
you know?
too. There's actually
They've
it wasn't,
expanded it now,
But there were
but-
a lot of songs that I heard on 5 that like I hear them now and I'm like, oh shit, I first heard that playing GTA 5.
Yeah, of course.
I mean GTA 4, I didn't love back in the day, but now when I play it, I'm like, damn, this is actually an underrated
It's
soundtrack.
a very and also like an underrated game, I would say.
San
too, 'cause
Andreas
not many
is-
people played 4.
Oh, 4 is the best game. 4 is the best.
Yeah, I would still argue Vice City.
4 is it's arguable because it just depends on what resonates with you the most.
Yeah,
but I think GTA 4. I think it was what Grand Theft Auto was always trying to be.
I agree with that.
Whereas
Yes.
Grand Theft Auto 5 took a step away from that, which I think the community is coming around on, and more people are agreeing with that now than before. But I just feel like GTA 5 is a little bit more of like a Hollywood. It's funny because the game takes place in Hollywood, but it's kind of a Hollywood version of the previous GTAs. Even just look at the story. I mean, it feels more like a Hollywood movie, whereas the previous games were kind of like a rags to riches type of thing where...
you start out,
Or maybe even, I mean, it was always kind of trope-ish, but I just would say, like Vice City was more like it's like Miami Vice. It's more like that. I just feel like...
Or Scarface. It was pretty much every 80s movie you could imagine.
And yes, yeah, exactly. And that's the idea. And you know, Dan, I think it's Dan Houser is his name. The guy who wrote all this.
Not to be confused with Denhausen.
Yeah, not to be confused. And he came out and said that like his favorite things that he wrote were the end of GTA 5 and like all of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like those are his favorite things he ever wrote. And I want to say it was the end of GTA. Yeah, but when he was talking about the end of GTA 5, he's saying he didn't really like the beginning parts of it. He didn't really like what he was doing at the beginning, but he likes the way it all came together at the end. And I get the sense that what he can't say is that like it's just not the same story. Like the way that the storytelling is structured, you can't do the same things as like what you're doing with like a Nico Bellic or a CJ, where it's this character who's Nico Bellic is such a complex character. And that's why it's so cool. It's not what people would have expected going from San Andreas and Vice City. You never would have expected it to be a fucking guy from Russia who used to be a soldier and he's got this trauma and it's actually the shit from the war that he's like catching up to him. And that's
meanwhile he's trafficking and smuggling people and shit. Yeah.
I mean, that's an awesome story and it's what nobody would have expected. And you even kind of are with Nico. You're like, oh, Nico, why the fuck are you doing this? Like it makes you kind of want him not to do it, but you're also playing the game and you want to play the game. So, and same thing with San Andreas. in a sense, right? Where it's like it's people escaping. It's CJ getting sucked back into that life, and he doesn't want to be on the streets doing all this, but he just gets sucked right back
He'd
into it.
rather be in Liberty City boosting cars.
Yeah, and I just think that's like the storytelling is so thoughtful, and it's so much more than just the game where you kill hookers, you know? And I really worry that GTA 6 is not going to have that touch. I mean, even it's so cool, dude, because now Dan Houser, he did a podcast with Lex Friedman, and it's like one of the only times you're ever going to see him talk for that long, ever. Like, there just doesn't exist. And so it was so interesting watching him talk about writing these games and making these games, because I would argue these games are more fundamental in like men's lives than most films. In most films you can mention. Like, we're talking about Grand Theft Auto.
Like,
how many people you know who played a Grand Theft Auto game?
Fucking everybody.
So many people. And the story is what so many of us remember, because it's such the storytelling is so effective, and you're looking at the guy who wrote all these stories, and so it's just so interesting to me. And when you talk about Red Dead Redemption, when he was writing the first, did you ever play the first Red Dead Redemption or either of those games?
I played the first one, and not for too long. I had the disc. Actually, I think I did both. I think I just bought the Undead Nightmare and like never played it.
I never played Undead Nightmare, but I did play all the way through the first one when I was younger. I need to replay it. The second one I played through, but I mean, you gotta have time. It's a time investment.
Yeah, that was I didn't have the time.
It's
but
a
I did.
great,
I bought it.
It's their best. It's their best game. I would say it's their best
first
story.
one?
It's their
Red
the
Dead?
second one.
Oh, the second
it's
one,
their
yeah.
best game. It's the best
one.
story.
Yeah, that's another one. That's another time killer.
But it's a time killer. The first one's not so bad. The second one takes forever. It's like a 65-hour game. It's like a 70-hour.
Wow.
It's so long. Yeah. But the storytelling is so good. And when he was talking about writing the first one, he was saying like he wanted to do a Western that wasn't like any of these other Westerns. Like, he didn't just want it, or no, I'm getting it backwards. He didn't want to just do GTA as a cowboy.
As a Western, yeah.
He wanted to properly make a Western game, but also in the engine that they made the GTA games.
Right.
And that's what they made. Yeah. It's really just like a Western told, but you're seeing it through the eyes, or I guess, I don't know how to put it. Like, it's in the same exact format as Grand Theft Auto, but it's really a Western. And I don't know. I think that people don't realize how essential 4 people can be to a vision like that. And Rockstar's a company that's lost a lot of those people. Their creative director is gone. I'm pretty sure the guy who's like the lead creative director. This guy's gone. Another one of the founders is gone. A lot of the people that used to be in the company is gone, because around when Red Dead Redemption 2 was being made, I think it was Dan Houser, the writer, he was being interviewed, or maybe it was right when the game came out. And he said that we spent so much time on this game. Like, some of us worked 60+ hour work weeks because we wanted this game to be so good.
Yeah.
And the truth of it, folks, is that most of the games you love, most of the games that are that good, people did sink that much time into making them. And people did work that hard on them, because that's how you make a good game. But the modern gaming industry doesn't like that. And so what happened was, people who knew nothing about game development heard him say that, and they wrote these articles about, oh, look, they're overworking people. And so Rockstar responded to the hate by saying, oh, we're not going to do that anymore. And I'm telling you, folks, when you have that type of attitude in the gaming industry where you're just trying to satisfy these people, the people who are working 60, 80 hours, they weren't being forced. They were doing it because they wanted Grand Theft Auto to be a great game. And guess what? Red Dead Redemption 2 was the best. It was literally critically voted the best game ever.
Yeah.
It's literally lauded as the best. But it's because people sunk so much time into making sure that the horse balls shrink when you get into the cold. People spent hours on it. It's every little detail that matters, because you spend so much time on that, because it matters that much to you, and you're passionate about it. And I think that more and more as we step into the future, you have passionless people who are in charge of the funds. They're in charge of what we're going to do.
Well, that's how you
they're
get
gonna
fucking
tell
1,000 DLC expansions that lead to fucking nowhere.
Yes, and the last thing I was going to say about Rockstar, just before I get off of it, is there were articles that you can find where right after this time, they were reinventing themselves as a company. And they were, there was people who were saying that previously the company, like, it was like spokespeople from the company that were saying this. Like, the company was telling people this. Maybe it was like an employee or something. but that they previously had like a frat boy like culture, and that they were trying to change that into a more professional atmosphere, right? And I'm reading this thinking, how dumb do you have to be to think that's the move? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you take of course
make
Grand
it
Theft
more
Auto
corporate.
was made by frat boys.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Made by
You hit a
dickheads.
bong and you make Grand Theft Auto. That's what you do. You don't work in an office and make Grand Theft Auto. You make Grand Theft
Try
Auto
it and
after a
see
night
what
on the
happens.
town
Yeah.
where you're with the boys. That's
Yeah.
what you do.
Yeah.
So it's oh my God. Then you have the fact that everything's about DLC and everything's about extra content after. You don't even release a game complete anymore. You don't this is the industry as a whole.
Right.
You don't release a completed game anymore. That's accepted now. Cyberpunk 2077. That game was so hyped up. Everybody was
that's
so
the
excited.
series, right?
It was made by the people who made the Witcher games.
Yeah. No, the
CD Projekt Red.
2077 is the Netflix series, but the Cyberpunk, the game. No, I know that's the perfect example. That's the
Yeah.
perfect example. They released that for PS4 and for Xbox One.
And it was terrible.
It was dog shit.
It was dog shit. And now you play it, it's fine. But
Because
it took
you gotta
them years.
Yeah, but there's no PS5 disc for that. What you do is you take the PS4 version, put it into your PS5, and it fucking either upscales it or it does whatever. You download it.
They didn't
you
release-
unlock a download if you have the disc. It's maybe I'm saying it wrong, but there's some fuckery that goes with that.
I
But
believe it.
I tried playing it. I'm like, oh, fuck this game. This is awful. Like, you can't get out of first person. I thought it was gonna be like a Grand Theft Auto type game, and
And
it's
that game was so hyped up. Like
Yeah.
that game was going to be the groundbreaking game of a generation is how they were marketing it. It was going to be crazy, and then it just releases and it's barely even working. It doesn't even work the way it's supposed to be
It
working.
fucked up systems. It was running if your system was like on the verge of like a fucking whatever, it just completely it would just glitch out completely.
I'm pretty sure that a part of that puzzle is the fact that you had a company going, we don't want to overwork people, and we have to be very strict about that. And it's just something that even like with you look at David Lynch, an artist like David Lynch,
Right.
he notoriously just struggled with deadlines and things like this because like when he was doing Twin Peaks with Showtime, there's so many clips of him getting annoyed with these people because they are trying to follow the rules. They're trying to follow all these rules, and David Lynch is an artist. He's trying
Right.
to be artistic. Like, why can't we spend 5 days on this? Why are we trying to shoot it in fucking 5 hours and knock it out and get 3 shots and be out of here? Why can't I have any time to simmer in this and like
Yeah.
think about it?
Yeah.
And that's what happens when these worlds mix. And it's just something you're never going to escape. It's the struggle of creativity in a corporate setting, I suppose, is like how much are you going to give up and how
Yeah.
much are you willing to
There
sell?
has to be a happy medium though.
Well, I mean,
with
I would
that,
argue
you know?
that's every Grand Theft Auto up to the one we're about to get, because I think
I really
it's a
think
flawless
it's gonna be
series.
fucked. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be fucked. I'm not saying it's not gonna be good. I'm sure, like, because they have way too much money invested in. I think they'll probably lose a couple of long-term fans, but they're gonna just gain. And here's the other thing: they've conditioned gamers, game players, like throughout the years to just like and just like
like Call
the
of
average
Duty.
consumer is like it's all subscription based now anyway.
Yeah, so people are going to not care. They're not. It's not even going to matter. It's like what you were saying about Star Wars. It doesn't even matter. The game will be worse. This is why I'm saying this, because the game's going to be worse.
Yeah.
And I'll say I told you so. And it's not even going to matter.
And it's
that
not
the
gonna
game is
matter at
worse,
all
because
that
they're
you-
going to
yeah.
make their money either way. There's going to be people who are going to fucking play that online. They're going to pay for it either way, because that's what they're worried
buy
about.
every single DLC and just
Yeah.
just like fucking lambs to the slaughter. Just
And what's sad is, what I think we're gonna lose is what maybe it'll be fun gameplay.
Soul.
It won't the soul and the storytelling.
Yeah.
And to me, that's the heart of every single Rockstar game up to now. My favorite Rockstar game is actually Bully. If you've never played it,
Yeah, I have.
it's the best one.
Yeah.
And it's the
never
the story.
finished it. I'm still fine. I'm on this thing where I'm trying to get all the Rockstar physical copies of shit.
Yeah.
Because I had them all and now I don't. So now I'm like rebuying everything. But I've got Warriors. I've got.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
You got the table tennis one?
No, I have Smuggler's Run,
Oh, I don't know that either.
Max Payne.
Max Payne.
Yeah.
And Need for Speed. You got those?
Well, that's not Rockstar. That's
Or no,
EA,
but they did what race? Midnight Club. That was them.
That was Rockstar Games. Yeah.
Midnight
I've
Club.
got Midnight Club. Yeah.
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 Because I never played Midnight Club. Max Payne, I never really played.
I didn't. I owned it. I played the first one. It was fun.
The third one is the most Rockstar.
Manhunt too. Manhunt too. Those games are fucked.
See, this is the thing about modern Rockstar that people say, "Oh, I wish they would do this." They won't. Get over it. They're never going to go back.
They are the Grand Theft Auto company now.
But it sucks because imagine Manhunt 3, Bully 2.
Yeah.
I mean,
Max Payne 4.
Max Payne 4.
Smugglers Run 3.
Yeah. Another Midnight Club game would be crazy.
Midnight Club 4 would be great. Would be amazing.
It's all the same engine.
They could seriously like put Midnight Club was very neck and neck with EA's Need for Speed. Need for Speed outlived them just because they had the prestige of like the longevity. It was out before, like it was Road and Tracks Need for Speed, and I think it was in 1994, 1993 that game came out.
The only thing before that's Gran Turismo, right?
Yeah, Gran Turismo, not that far earlier. And Gran Turismo was also the PlayStation exclusive game. Like that was Sony's baby. Which is the reason Forza exists. That was 2 discs. That was one of the first 2 disc games.
I had that sitting around in my house growing up, and it was a big ass block.
It's like this. It's like that thick. It's like a double sided. Yeah, that's like that. All the Final Fantasy games on the PlayStation are like that. And those are like 3 discs, 4 discs, some of them. Yeah.
Final Fantasy, bro. When did that start? When was the first Final Fantasy?
Oh, Final Fantasy goes back to the 80s.
Really?
On NES, yeah. So there was Final Fantasy. So like the first like 6 games didn't even really come out in the States.
I forgot about it. I forgot I was that old. I think about it like the PS1 games. That's where my mind starts.
7, I want to say 7 was the first one on PlayStation 1. Wow. And then they did 8, 9. And it was turn-based.
At first, it was always turn-based.
Yeah.
It stopped being turn-based late in the game, as far as I remember.
It's still like to some degree turn-based, I think.
Yeah. So it's still okay.
And I'm not big on like those like the RPG stuff, but Final Fantasy is like it has its own. Like it's got its own charm that like once you learn it, like the new ones, I never had the chance to play it. I did buy it, I have it, I own it. Have not had a chance, and then I even went and bought the PS5 version. Still haven't fucking played.
I think they're cool because it's like it's similar to like an auteur level vision where I think it's Tetsuya Nomura. He's been doing those games forever, just like he's like with Kingdom Hearts, and it's all him. There's nobody else who's telling him what to do.
Yeah, the whole Squaresoft
he gets
team,
to do whatever he wants when it comes to Final Fantasy. And you only get to see that in a couple different places. Like another one you get to see that with is Death Stranding. If you've seen anything with that game,
I played the first one with someone, and it was a weird
it's
fucking
weird
game.
as fuck.
Yeah,
and that's Hideo Kojima, and he did Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
But that's Metal Gear Solid was him restraining himself and holding back. Death Stranding is him not holding back at all. There's a guy who fights with a guitar in the second one. I'm pretty sure. I mean, there's all sorts of crazy shit and people crying blood. Like it's stuff that you would only really see in an anime.
It's nightmare shit.
Yeah. And I don't know. I really love shit like that. I especially with like video games.
You're a big Silent Hill fan?
I should be. I should get into it.
You definitely should.
Yeah,
definitely should.
Especially with the movie coming out. There's another movie coming soon. But it's the guy who directed. You see Weapons or Barbarian. You see either of these films.
Right. Yeah.
They
What's
were
his
good.
name?
Zach Kreger.
Yeah.
He's from Whitest Kids U Know.
Okay.
Which you don't know Whitest Kids U Know, do you?
No.
Oh, dude. So this you should look up. Whitest Kids U Know is the first sketch group I ever started watching, and. They would just do all sorts of like sketches and shit like that. It's funny with Zach Kreger making these movies now because him and Trevor Moore both did a movie called Miss March back in the day.
Okay.
And that was his film debut for like directing. And it's basically an extended Whitest Kids U Know skit where it's like this guy sees his girlfriend in a Playboy and he's like, oh my God, it's her. Like I have to find her. And so the whole movie is about them getting to the Playboy mansion so he can find his ex-girlfriend and reunite with her and da-da-da-da-da. And chaos ensues. But what's a great like Whitest Kids U Know sketch? So there's a song where it's Trevor Moore and he's singing like dot 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 dot, you know, just like a song for kids, like a kid show. And then at the very end, he's like singing, you know, like all these ingredients and like you got to cook it at 300 degrees and get this type of lighter. And
it's like the recipe.
And that's how you cook crystal meth.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm pretty sure
Shit
I've heard
like
of
that.
them.
Yeah, dude. Whitest Kids You Know is some of the best. Them and Key and Peele and probably Mad TV. I'm trying to think of the best of the best.
Key and Peele did start Mad TV, both of them. Yeah,
they were both on Mad TV.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
They were in like the later seasons. They were really good on there too.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, I just feel like I am more of the ilk of I like a little bit edgier when it comes to sketch comedy. I feel like SNL's funny, but SNL is not. SNL, it's like 1 out of every 10s.
I would put it more.
Really
I'm not.
me.
I don't know.
1 out of every 20.
I haven't watched SNL in years. I think Jimmy Fallon was like the last SNL I watched. I think he was on it. Some like I don't know who's on the cast now. I know Keenan. Fuck Keenan.
Cam Patterson?
No, sorry. Keenan Thompson.
Oh yeah.
Keenan
He's
Thompson.
been around.
He's been around. Yeah. And he came from like all that and Keenan and Kel and I've met him in real life when I was a server in Florida. I actually saw him. He's really cool fucking guy. Really, really, really nice. But like, is he still on SNL? Yeah. So like, I would say he would probably be the reason I would watch because I like him. You know,
if SNL was smart, they would have hired Andrew Santino when they had the chance, and they would have hired Shane Gillis when they had the chance.
Yeah,
because those two people could totally elevate that show. In my opinion, you need names that are big outside of the circle that you're already big in, and they just don't want to do that. They are too political in the way that they think, and they're too concerned with being on the right side of everything, and that's the problem. And I think if they didn't take such a stance, it wouldn't be that way. And I don't think they used to take such a stance. I would argue that started within the last 5 to 10 years is where really Trump. As soon as Trump came around, SNL put their foot in the sand, and they stopped making fun of everybody, and they started making fun of a particular group and then taking it lighter on the other group. Whereas they really did used to make fun of everybody.
Yeah, because even like in the Obama caught shit from SNL all the time.
Yes, exactly.
I would imagine. It was like something happened like right around there.
And now if they're going to make fun of a Biden or an Obama, they will, but they're not going to throw the same types of jabs that they would at a Trump. And I think people see that.
And that's the problem because comedy and satire is supposed to fucking take good shots at these fucks. You know, because it's...
And you're SNL, so it's dude.
You're like you're the standard, and they know that.
Yes,
and for them to be one-sided is very disappointing.
Yes, and it makes it awkward when they have like a Trump hosting or an Elon Musk hosting. Because it's like you guys actively hate these people, and now they're hosting. Like we're not talking like you make fun of them. It's like you guys don't like them, type of thing. Like. I remember one bit I just thought was so out of touch that they did within the last 5 years. Who's that like guy that all the girls think is hot? And he made the movie with Bill Burr not too long ago, King of Staten Island.
Fucking Pete Davidson.
Yeah. So he did this bit where I think he was like playing Joe Rogan, and he put on a bald cap and he just pretended to be Joe Rogan. Of course, the whole bit is Joe Rogan lets anybody say anything, and he doesn't fact check anybody, and which is just like. It's out of touch because it's the baseline criticism you would expect. I think Rogan
gets way too much more hate than
well, that's what I'm saying.
He deserves.
This is what you would expect from people who don't really know who Joe Rogan is. They just hear what everybody says about him, and they go, "Oh yeah, he's probably a bad guy." But they don't actually if you say that Joe Rogan doesn't fact check things, you probably just haven't watched his show for more than like 40 minutes. That's the whole reason that a Jamie is there, is you have people looking shit up.
Well, no, he definitely and Jamie his co-producer, right?
Yeah.
He's like on it. He knows exactly. He'll get like the idea that they're about to ask him to do it, and he'll already have it pulled up.
I wish I had a producer for that very reason.
Again, this is like I haven't watched Rogan in years.
Yeah.
And I used to listen all the time, like back in the day, like 2014, 13, like right around the time when he started, like when it was the JRE experience. Like I didn't see like the early stuff where it was like him in front of the computer and like with Red Band and all that. Like I saw it when it was like mostly him and Jamie and then a guest, or him and Jamie and Joey and a guest, or like most of those ones. Or like I would watch a lot of the wrestling ones, and Tony Hinchcliffe would always be there because he was super into wrestling. But like I wouldn't know who the fuck Tony Hinchcliffe is if it wasn't for Rogan.
Right.
You wouldn't know a lot of comics if it wasn't for Rogan.
Right.
So I think, I mean, honestly, the hate that he gets, like, it's a lot of it is unwarranted, not just some of it.
What do you
know?
think is the I mean obviously a lot of it is politically motivated.
It is because he was, especially like during COVID, like, you know, it was like the whole thing with
I don't
the
think before
ivermectin
COVID
shit.
people hated Joe Rogan.
No, now they hate him because, and it's all manufactured bullshit. And it's like, okay, then he wasn't trying to be a fucking news outlet anyway.
Well, that's
He
what I'm
literally just
saying. If
interviews
you're somebody who
interesting people.
listens to Joe Rogan, you would hear people say this stuff and you would go, well, he never even said he was doing any of this stuff. You guys are saying he's
they
doing.
should have sued for defamation. They should have sued CNN for defamation.
I mean, the
Like,
crazy thing is when they like altered his face on CNN and made him look bluer when he had COVID and all that to
it's
try to make him look
fucking-
sick. And they were spreading that whole thing where it's like you are injecting horse medicine, and then
or
you
horse
have
dewormer or
horse
whatever.
dewormer.
Meanwhile, it's ivermectin. I think is just like that's like the primary.
It's fucking one of the most popular
ingredient.
things that doctors prescribe. It's not unpopular, and so you're the one misinforming people.
Well,
and then
they
you have like
fucked
a
us with this
Sanjay
whole
Gupta on Joe Rogan's podcast, and Joe Rogan says it to him like, "Hey, why were you guys saying that about me?" And he
Yeah.
has to go, "Yeah, you got me there." Well, so what's going on here then? What are we doing? And you
Again,
know what
this
it
is
is,
more-
folks? Money. It's advertising. It's money.
And it's the whole like, oh, we're just gonna throw it in your face. Go fuck yourself. This is what we're doing. If you're not with us, you're against us, and we're gonna destroy you.
Yes.
And this is how
And I think, like I said way earlier, they take advantage of normal people, of the fact that you don't have time to
Marks.
look into this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And most people are marks, and good for you. You should be a mark. You're crazy if you pay attention to politics. You should have a normal life, and you should not pay attention because that's the better life.
Your vote doesn't matter. None of it. It's all bullshit.
But I think it's all designed to be this game where you go crazy if you notice. You go crazy. You notice
They
it doesn't
want
matter.
you to be crazy.
Yeah, they want you to.
It's like the ultimate gaslight, the ultimate psyop. It's,
Yes. Yes.
And now it's like, oh, it's just a bunch of crazy people. Well, fuck them. Like none of them have any money anyway to really do anything. Fuck them.
You know what? Like you said earlier about execution, and that's what makes me the most sad. Is I think that, like I said, it escalates to that point when you create that environment. Because if people had this environment of trust, you wouldn't have that. And I think the most peaceful leaders, the people who come out and speak for peace and speak for coming together, they die. They get murdered.
Yeah.
That's what happens. You can't even advocate for peace because those people are like, for some reason,
Because
those
they don't
people are
want
dangerous.
peace. We're not a country of peace. We're a country of fucking war.
Yes.
One of the biggest thing, our biggest export is fucking Disney and war. That's all it is. It's Disney and war.
Disney and war. You might as well just start blending the two. Just make
That's
a
what
tank
it
with
is,
Mickey
yeah.
Mouse ears, you know. But I mean, and it's sad because I think that it's preventable. And I think that society as a whole is sick. And I think that because when you see a political assassination attempt or a political assassination happen, and you see a large group of people respond as if that's normal.
But again, that's the dehumanization. And
Yes.
the, like the whole Charlie Kirk thing. Like, sure.
Or I would say
Whatever.
before Charlie Kirk, you had the guy, the healthcare CEO who got shot because people were not against that.
I'm not gonna say I wasn't. You know what I mean?
But you know
Like,
what I mean?
I get it.
It's the
Yeah.
normalization.
Yeah.
It's
It's the
normal.
normalization.
Because
It's,
we sink into that when we don't even realize we're sinking in.
the only thing different with the healthcare thing was that you had it on both sides. Because
we all
how-
hate those guys.
How fucking predatory and how fucked up the healthcare system is.
Yeah.
Not just the healthcare system. It was in the insurance specifically.
Yeah, but I would say, like, if we're talking the last 5 years, really it goes Trump assassination attempt, healthcare CEO,
And then Charlie.
Yeah. And I think that's the slope, right? It's like Trump, it's like, because we hadn't seen this assassination of a president in a long time.
Or even an attempt, really.
An attempt, really. So it was, whoa,
The
this is
closest thing-
possible. Whoa. And then you get the healthcare CEO, and the public's response to that is, well, we don't necessarily disapprove. And then you get a Charlie Kirk, and now you're in a sloppy situation.
Well, now
'cause
it's like,
you have a lot
we
of people.
figured it out. Now we have two sides to fucking deal with.
And dude, I don't know. Like, I don't know, because what happens, I think, is when you get a Kirk, now what's next? Who's next? Who's next on that ladder where it's like, oh, half the public's okay with this.
Probably Rogan or Tim Dillon or somebody that
Rogan's
makes sense.
too big. Who I joke about, and I think this is a good one, is Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul would be the one where it's like if something happened, because this is the slope too. Logan Paul doesn't deserve it, but we've gotten to the point where like enough people hate Logan Paul and they hate him.
But that much though, like I mean,
you would be surprised, man.
This is how far I just don't like the only exposure I have to Logan Paul is when I watch Raw every Monday.
People just hate people.
Like
you know what happened? They would point to shit that Logan Paul said 6 years ago that was misogynistic, and they would say, "Look, he deserved to die." That's what they would do. Yeah. And that's because
it's like wait, my opinion makes me deserve to die. So here's the thing, my whole thing about freedom of speech is and like it's got to exist, and you have to literally be able to say anything. First of all, how else do you know who the assholes are, right?
Yeah.
Let them expose themselves.
What'll
and number
happen,
two, if someone's godless and soulless, they'll cancel themselves.
Yes.
You're not going to fuck with them. Oh, because he shouldn't say that. He could. No, he absolutely should be able to say that. And so you should know how to who you should hate.
The playing field levels itself out through that mechanism.
Yeah,
and when you don't allow
freedom.
that, what happens is there's a suppression of ideas that's like a geyser. And one day that suppression is going to burst. And all those ideas are festering, but now they're in the underworld. Now they're hiding under code words and things like graped, which is just some bullshit. Like, just say what you need to say, but people don't feel like they can do that. So
your account will get banned, and it's all automated, and there's no one to appeal to, and it's...
Yes. And so what happens? People start concealing opinions and putting things under wraps and trying to be careful about it. And I think that's just, I think you just lead by example, and you're just honest, and you just tell people exactly what the fuck you think, and you just hope to God that people get you right, and if they don't, they don't. And that's just how it works.
And that's the risk you take by saying it.
The risk you take, yeah.
Do you remember when like net neutrality was a whole thing?
That sounds really familiar. What is
it was like they were trying to like figure out like, okay, should we censor the internet? Can we censor the internet? And at the end of the day, the money took over anyway. Like you look at Facebook with the Meta. I will never fucking call it Meta. Those are Facebook glasses. That is fucking Zuckerberg doing his bullshit.
Yeah.
That's what that is. But you know, they bought Instagram, they bought WhatsApp, they bought all these fucking messaging platforms and all this. What was the other one they did?
Whatever. Oh, they bought another one?
I think, yeah. But it's like you got those those are three that people fucking use every day. Yep. And there's so much money there that like, okay, well, if this goes against our policy, you already agreed to it in the fine print when you were just clicking away to just download the app.
Yeah.
The power is in the people just being like, oh, I don't need to download your fuck ass app. Yeah. I'll just text somebody. Why the fuck do I need, WhatsApp for? And that's built into like Android doesn't speak well with fucking iPhone users with iMessage that you can't send. That's why you'll download like a secondary app or something just for that. So you kind of lose your functionality if you don't use it. Yeah. The thing is, we've become too dependent on this shit.
Yeah.
And the power really is in like, okay, well, I just won't use it.
But we have to do it.
We don't.
One by one, and then it becomes a whole, but it starts with each one of us, right?
Yeah,
like you really have to, and it's the hard part is it's more invasive than you realize when you start to break those ties, when you start to let go of things. And my problem is I have a fucking business I'm trying to run, so how do I let go of that? Unless I'm paying somebody, that ain't happening. So, and I think the world's also designed for that. You're a creative person, well, fuck you.
Exactly. You need Instagram now. Well, I mean, you think of like Google didn't need to exist. It was like the way to index the internet. It was just like the search engine. You used to be able to type whatever the fuck you wanted into Google and it'll get you exactly what you want.
Yeah.
Now you got to first, AI thinks it's this, and that, and like here's our AI thing. Yeah. Here's the paid fucking suggested shit of what you're looking for.
YouTube.
Here's some more paid shit that nothing has anything. You can't find anything on YouTube.
No.
Clips like short of like if you don't know the channel or whatever, you can't just type in the title of the video. Or even the title of the video won't get it.
You scroll down for fucking 10 videos, and all of a sudden you're just getting random ass shit that's recommending.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's not. YouTube used to have pages and pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of results. So what's going on? Why? And what it kind of goes back to that Hollywood thing where they're only satisfying themselves.
Well, they want to show the shorts too, because it keeps you engaged. It's like that. It's like the addiction. Like you like how many times have you gone to just open a fucking Instagram message, and now like it's 20 minutes later, you've watched I don't know how many fucking bullshit. Like, what the fuck did how did I get here? I said I wasn't gonna scroll today, and like all you wanted to do was just send a message, and now it's even like you've missed 3 or 4 messages.
And I think too, it's just the format of it. It's fucked us all up, dude. Like I struggle at like listening to songs and albums all the way through, and I know it's because I've done this for so long that it's harder for me to keep my own attention. A movie I can do it, but a song like a movie, I don't know. For some reason, movies are different. I like watching movies, but songs, I just kind of get bored now. I just get bored. I'm like, oh, they're not doing anything right here, and that I think a lot of it is just I'm so used to rapid fire with shit like this, especially you know all these videos got songs on them, so it's probably a big part of it.
And you're listening to shorter versions of the songs.
Snapshots of songs.
Well, why am I listening to the chorus again? Because you motherfucker, that's the way the artist intended, and that's the way you're supposed to consume this thing.
And you were talking earlier about people using verbiage because of social media. Now you see people making songs because of TikTok sound bites, and because they're pursuing that in the songwriting. Like, oh, well, this isn't catchy enough. No one's going to want to dance to this.
You know how you asked me, like, have you read this? Have you seen this movie? Have you watched whatever? I've found myself like, oh, did you see that one fucking video where the guy, whatever the fuck, and it's like a 15-second thing I'm referencing, and some people have seen it, but there's no, like, real index of that. Yeah. It's like that scene in Back to the Future where he's watching 15 fucking things at once.
Yeah.
And it's like, who the fuck would do this? Well, we're not there yet, but how far off are we from there? You're watching 18 fucking, like, think of, like, the most... We're not meant to process that much information.
It just washes
over. It's not
over
evolution. You. It's fucking. It's all subliminal shit, and it's all shit that it's fucked. It's so fucked.
What I hate about it is I just feel like I always feel like I didn't do anything. And so like if I'm scrolling on social media, I'll try to like okay, I should be commenting on my friends' posts. I should be doing stuff like this. Try to make it an activity because. It all just washes over you, and then you'll like you said 20-30 minutes later you just wasted this 20-30 minutes, and when you think about it, it's like, what did you even consume in that 20-30? Could you tell me?
Trash.
Could I tell you what I watched?
Rot. Like that is the most accurate way to just fucking rot. AI slop, they call it, right? That's exactly what it is. Just shit. Just like fuck. Like when our parents used to tell us, "You're rotting your fucking mind. What are you watching?" Like your grandparents would be like, "What are you watching on the TV?" I'm watching a fucking engaging story of whatever the fuck it is. No, now you really are just rotting your fucking mind.
Yeah.
You're just watching this trash, this just fucking putrid shit that's gonna go nowhere. And like your life isn't better afterwards for it. You're angrier. You know, like just look at everyone's different algorithms. You're fucked. Like I shouldn't have an algorithm. I shouldn't know about the fucking algorithm.
Right. And I think a lot of it's almost like adulthood becomes chasing childhood. It's like, you know, as humans, the more that we move towards technology, we crave nature. You know, the closer we get to the future, we actually crave the past, and we want the past back. And I don't think that's purely nostalgia. You know, nostalgia is a funny thing, and I think that it works in strange ways. And that's why these conversations always end up sounding like, oh, you're just the old man yelling at the clouds.
Right.
But we're in a future that we could have never predicted. We're in a huge, giant social experiment that nobody ever knew was going to happen. That's what's really going on.
For real. That's what it is.
My theory is that Terrence McKenna was right. The simulation has like kind of grown beyond itself, and we are beyond humanity now, and we are like watching ourselves ascend into some other form, because that's kind of what Terrence McKenna was saying. His prediction was around 2012 is when humanity. It was like I think he called it the novelty theory, the theory of novelty.
Right.
The novelty will become like everything is so novel.
He's the one that was behind the singularity.
Maybe that's I think that's connected to this idea.
Yeah,
I don't know if I doubt he founded that idea, but you could say that we're approaching singularity in the same way that you could say we are. The theory of novelty is that things are more novel than ever, and at a certain point, that novelty will reach a breaking point and then become like meta novel, and we will become beyond human and transcend in a sense.
Well, that's the whole thing with Elon talking about Neuralink and merging with the AI, because that's the only way that we're going to overcome it is by trying to like become like it is going to take over essentially, because it doesn't need the bioorganic fucking whatever. It's all matrixy.
These are the people with the money who want this to happen, and in 2012, his prediction was 2012. That's what Terrence McKenna said, and this was in the 80s. He said by around 2012 is when this all happens, and he pinpointed that. And it's kind of wild because you think about it.
There was a lot of shifts between 2010 and 2014 in that window, like just of all kinds of, like with technology, with the way we consume media, all of it.
And it's been exponential. Maybe not from there, but maybe even just from like the 60s on, it's been exponential. But at a certain point, that has to break. There's something that has to break. And I feel like it's just so on the nose that it's so crazy to think that, I just think it's anti-human. It's anti-religion even to suggest that we need to transcend humanity. I reject that idea. I don't think that idea is correct.
It's not evolution.
I would even say it's satanic.
It's because you're not really transcending it. You're fucking
you're
rejecting it almost.
You're rejecting it and you're modifying it, and it becomes like a question of what is a rejection, like of what is meant to be and what is a modification of what is meant to be, and is anything meant to be? And that's why it's philosophical. It's like are you or are you not supposed to modify things like that? Are you supposed to, if a baby is going to be born with genetic defects, should you then make sure it's not? I mean, a lot of people would say yes, but then there's a lot of people would say no, because the baby shouldn't be modified. But wouldn't you want less kids with things that are going to affect their lives?
Right.
Less cerebral palsy, if we could cause that, if we could do that. But then you get into the conversation of, like, I think this is the slippery slope of it, is you allow someone with a brain deficiency to get a Neuralink, and all of a sudden they can do things they never could before. But that's just how you get sold the Neuralink. And it's the same thing. They're gonna trick you.
Well, that's how you become cyberpunk, and then fucking cyberpunk becomes Matrix, and then Matrix becomes fucking Wall-E or Wall-E. There's I want to actually like put it out as a fucking thing.
Yeah.
As in my head, like I think about this, but it's all. The takeover, I think, is going to be a lot faster than
I think we're already
gradual.
We're
definitely.
When we look back in the future, we'll be like, oh, that was like 60% of the way in, and we thought we were at the beginning.
No,
like we're there.
I really think we're past the point of no return.
And
unless today, like a fucking EMP hits, and that's the whole thing. Like that's I think that's all they're trying to figure out is like what's gonna, because at the end of the day, like a Terminator could come after you, but that fucking thing still needs a battery.
Yeah.
You know, if it's not waterproof, you could still drown it. And then, like, who knows? Maybe the fucking AI, like all this stuff that gets posted onto the internet, it'll take it into consideration. Oh, that fucking comedian, that retard, that Dimitri Venice, he was talking about. We gotta get waterproof. Like, it is just conditioning. It's listening to us all the time. I fell into this fucking. I almost drove myself crazy last year around this time. I was smoking a lot of weed. I was just like just reading about AI and like all the horrible like possible worst case scenarios. And I was just putting myself in a hole. Like I remember seeing a black van outside. I'm like, oh, they came. Like they just sent the Terminator for me. Like that kind of shit. You know?
Yeah, I was looking at what you were looking
like
up.
They were, like I didn't want to. I was like, oh, I'm at the mercy of the algorithm. So I stopped listening. I'm like, I'm not gonna watch. I'm putting my phone away. I'm not gonna watch what Netflix wants me to watch. I'm just gonna put some music on. So I'm like, shuffle, create station. Wait a minute, who's dictating this? Like it's talking to me through the thing. Like you just, and this is the conversation that kind of ends you up in the fucking ward. But like,
you're kind of right though. That goes back to what we were saying before. You kind of, when you're noticing things and you're right, you become crazy.
Exactly.
You actually just, by being right, you're crazy.
Exactly. So now it's like, let me just shut up. Let me quiet these voices in my head.
Yeah.
Let me just go with the fucking thing. Yeah.
Let me allow myself to be guided by the algorithm.
Yeah. Let me go eat the human meat at McDonald's. Let me go fucking, let me listen to the newest whatever fucking Cardi B or whoever.
My YouTube algorithm has carved my personality. All right. It's done a lot for me.
Yeah.
There's so much on YouTube that has just been given to me at my feet. Like I've just scrolled and found it. Like how often do I type things in versus just scroll and find things on YouTube? It's actually kind of crazy, the amount of stuff.
It's almost like it can predict your next fucking thing. I remember I was like, this happened in the car the other day, like literally last night. I'm driving home and I was listening to one song and I start humming a song that it reminded me of that I wanted to fucking listen to. Couldn't think of the name of. It was next on the fucking. It was literally the next song. I'm like, oh, we're fucked.
No.
We are completely fucked. And there's no way I'm the first person that this happened to.
No way.
It's just, and this happens daily. And the other thing you got to think of, like, how many people type shit into ChatGPT, right? Every day. There's only so many thoughts, so many premises, so many storylines, so many whatever. maybe the only reason AI keeps us around is because it just needs like that off chance, like you put enough monkeys in a room with typewriters, they'll write a Shakespeare or whatever the fuck that is. It's kind of like what we are to this fucking algorithm. Probably.
Well, yeah,
like,
because the problem you have with AI now is it's got everything. It's got all the data.
Yeah.
So you're not going to give it more. So how are you going to continue to train it? That's the question.
And that's the thing. Like, what the fuck does it need us for?
Yeah.
We're just gonna become batteries or whatever, like in the Matrix. It's literally, I mean, and that's the thing. Like, who knows? Maybe this fucking thing already time traveled and started writing all these fucking movies so it could get created faster, so it could condition us to be more compliant, so that there is no fucking John Connor that comes back in time. I'm sure time travel's real. I'm sure it's happened.
I think that was what Jim Balderson said to me. Like, that's what he thinks about aliens. Is that aliens have like already, or AI or whatever it is already time traveled from the future into the past and is influencing us in like the fourth dimension and in ways that we don't even know they would be able to. That would make a lot of sense.
It's something that we're completely oblivious to, that we couldn't even figure out. Because if it's this small, because it already has everything it could possibly have.
Yeah.
You know?
And honestly, to me, that makes more spiritual sense.
Right.
Like, in a way, that makes more sense, where it's like maybe it is some being, that's influencing us rather than just this blind chaos that we're just marching forward into.
This is all so predetermined. It's all driven like in a direction. And it's not Bill Gates, even though he's an evil piece of shit too. But it's like, it's everyone that ever fucking contributed to it. Musk, all these fucks. Like, they all have this one agenda, and it's to fucking eradicate us slowly until the fucking robots just take over.
Yeah, which is, great if you hate being alive and being a human.
Right.
Like, that's what I don't understand. Why do these people hate humanity? Same thing with Sam Altman, who runs ChatGPT. He hates humans. They don't like humans. Like, that's what's so weird about these guys. It's not that they don't have good ideas. They're not smart. They're not good businessmen. They hate humans. They don't like the fact that the humans exist, and they wish the humans would stop doing that.
Yeah, so that's called a demonic, evil fucking fuck that needs to be taken out.
I don't understand.
That's how we get back to public executions.
I see.
They talk about the files and like, well, if we released everything, if we unredacted, the whole system falls apart. Maybe we need another fucking system.
So you're suggesting maybe, what's the thing with the blade? It falls. You put your head in it.
Guillotines. Absolutely.
Maybe bring the guillotine.
Bring back the guillotine.
You know, folks, fun fact. The last public guillotine was in like England or the UK in like the 40s.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that long ago.
No. Less than 100 years ago.
Less than 100 years.
And think about the guillotines you could build now. You know, you get like 8
AI could help
heads.
us.
You get like 8 heads right in there. Like, oh, what did you do? Boom, and then and it's over. And it's humane and it's good. You know.
Well, I don't know if it's humane.
Well,
I think what would happen maybe nowadays.
Fuck them. What they've done isn't humane. You know
what's crazy about the guillotine too is they used to like. Cause maybe now it'd be okay because they've even got those crazy kitchen knives that are super sharp. But dude, they would be dull. So you got a dull guillotine. So they'd have to drop it on your head. Multiple times. Over and over.
Yeah.
Dude.
Good. Honestly, use a dull one for these fucks.
Holy fuck. Like, if you thought getting your head chopped off was bad, imagine a dull guillotine. Oh my God.
Or like a fucking, something that's not even fucking serrated or whatever.
Dude, like that is
their fucking
crazy.
It's just, they like, honestly, like anybody in those fucking files, just, it's...
All right. I would say I would want to come up with fun like Saw style games.
Yeah, really, and fucking televise that.
Yeah,
that'll make the fucking Squid Games or whatever look like fucking.
That would be like good justice. Just do Saw, but do live action, and just whoever's in the files, whoever ends up getting like, okay, you're getting death sentenced. Let's make it fun instead of
now you're gonna entertain us.
Now this is how, folks. I'm suggesting people who are already getting the death penalty, okay? So they're already going to die. And so it's totally fine. It's not any different than what we were going to do before. And matter of fact, I would say it's even better because there's revenue. You can make some money off this.
Exactly.
Everybody, you think the next fucking fight between Muhammad Ali and what's that guy, the Asian dude he fought before, they're having a rematch. They're both like 70 now. They're having they fought way back.
Not Muhammad Ali.
Not Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Floyd Mayweather.
Right, yeah. I was just saying,
Manny
wait a minute.
Pacquiao.
Wait.
It's Floyd Mayweather.
Are they doing that again?
They're doing it again. They're
Jesus
running it back. But think, okay, yeah, that's
that
going to
the
get
fourth
views.
time now?
That might get views. Yeah, for the fourth time.
Jesus Christ.
But hey, I mean, they're dinosaurs now, so it's cool.
Yeah.
But listen, yeah, people are going to tune into that. Sure. But what if? Who's a good one? Let's say, okay, Ghislaine herself. It goes down. She's in court. She's convicted. Ghislaine's getting the death sentence. Okay, so now what's a good Jigsaw style game? Well, it's always with justice, and Jigsaw always plays off of what they did. So maybe like, because she was the second-hand man of Jeffrey Epstein, she needs to cut off her own hand. And then inside, like right in here, after she cuts it off is where the key is. She's going to pull the key out. She unlocks the key. And then after that, she's got to let her blood drip into a cup. And only once there's 5 gallons of blood in the cup can she get out of the machine.
If not, she's incinerated.
Yes.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a ticking time clock where like a flame is getting closer and closer and she's covered in gasoline. So when the flame gets close...
Like a wick kind of fucking, just kind of like a slow fuck. Yeah, they all deserve like just slow torture, slow pain. They
That's
deserve,
what I mean.
Like anime style fucking really creepy, crazy fucking shit. Like you get that author that wrote those fucking things. The game designer you were talking about from fucking
Hideo
Death Stranding.
Kojima.
Yeah, that guy. You get him to fucking like hey, these people did really really bad shit. What's the slowest, worst, most awful fucking thing we could do to torture them?
Yeah.
To death, you know?
I don't know. I think at that point you want to get like CIA guys. You want to get the guys who are like you want to get whoever worked at Guantanamo. That's what you want for that.
Those guys, yeah.
Be like, okay, you guys extract information. Like, what if I don't want to extract
some
information?
Guy called the designer.
The designer.
The architect.
Oh man, well, it's been a good 3.5 hours.
Fuck me, hell
yeah. I mean, this comes out about a month from now. So if you want to mention anything you got special coming up, any stuff like that, that's a good thing to consider. But we're moving into that part of the show that happens at the very end. You might remember it's the advice for the children. All right, we got kids watching this show. That's who's my core audience.
Kids watching the show.
3 to 5 year olds.
Advice: don't watch the show, kids.
Oh no, don't say that.
3 to 5 year olds. Jesus Christ.
Who watches this, man? I'm a good role model. I don't know how it works, but the 3 to 5, they love me. They just love this show. Is
that really your fucking? I'm losing my mind over here. Jesus Christ.
You know, though, I think I have a natural sarcasm in my voice.
Yeah.
And so I always like.
The charm takes out of it. Like, is that motherfucker being serious right now?
You're not the first person to do this.
Yeah.
I just think it's
very
so
trusting.
funny.
You should run for president.
Right? I think, really, guys, most of what it's about is just the sell. Okay? This motivational speaking, politics, it's everything. It's about the sell.
The art of the sale.
The art of the sale.
It's the art of the sale.
The art of the sale.
You got to sell it well.
And so it's just so funny to me because the reason I say that is because I think that's the funniest thing you could say if the preface. I always said at the end, like advice for the kids, just because I think that's a funny thing to say anyways.
Yeah.
But I think it makes it even funnier if right before that you say, all right, so by the way, this show we swore and talk about adult topics and all this.
For the kids,
This is for 3 to 5 year olds. And that's who likes this.
Yeah.
Because I just think that's the funniest way you could set up the advice for the kids segment. Like, okay, so you know all that shit you said about going to the strip club earlier? Well, all right, this show's for kids. And it's just so funny because you see people in real time like start to like think for a second like, oh, well, what have I said in the last if they think I'm serious, because half the time people can pick up on the fact that I'm teasing and the other half people are like, wait. And I just think that's so funny. It makes it funnier because then it's like, I don't know, maybe what if it was? What if it was for 3 to 5 year olds?
I would, yeah.
What would that say about me?
A lot. It would say a lot.
So yeah, advice for the kids, and I just think that's a great. You'd be surprised the wisdom that people actually give nice advice when with that. It's because I think of it as a comedic setup. So I'm kind of setting you up for a joke, but people will often just give you 100% genuine advice, and it tends to be like I've even noticed the guy who edits my clips, he'll often grab that part at the end.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
it's when they sound the most like
Advice for the kid.
motivational.
Yeah.
It's like, just be yourself.
Yeah.
Like that's the part where you get the just be yourself, don't listen to anybody, and it's like, wow, this podcast is really sweet. That's what it looks like. Yeah. So yeah, you'd be surprised like the answers you get from advice for the kids, because people take that all sorts of ways. Sometimes people say the most heinous things. I think Jim Balderston probably had the best answer I've ever seen. I'm not even going to tell you guys what it was. I want you guys to go watch it.
I fucking follow him. I love Jim Balderston. The fantastic Mr. Jim.
Oh, the fantastic
wonderful guy.
He was a fantastic answer. Something phallic. It was something phallic.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Which I
don't doubt that at all.
You know, it was golden. I mean, you never can predict people sometimes, folks. I love when people surprise me. So with all that being said, give me a surprise. Advice for the kids, 3 to 5 year olds. That's who's listening. That's who's into this. And the social medias, they spent all this time here. They spent all this time with us. They're probably going to spend a little bit more time with you. So if they're going to do that, they got to know where to go. And you're going to tell them how and where to type that in. The floor is yours, Dimitri Venice.
So on Instagram, it's at Dimitri_Venice. That's pretty much that's it. Advice, just, protect your peace at all cost, because there's a lot of factors, there's a lot of Epsteins, there's a lot of weird shit happening out there. It's not the world that was promised, not to us anyway. It's not the world that you were expecting. Definitely not the world you were expecting. So protect your peace, protect the people around you, and surround yourself with good people. That's all I would have to say to anybody.
See, there you go. Mm-hmm. See, I told you guys, it's motivational. It's always motivational.
It's not just protected, but basically self-preservation. Just protect yourself.
And I think that even ties, to the core, the essence of what we were saying about like being selfish and looking out for yourself, and how in the end protecting your peace is the best for everybody else around you. What you'll often find is your peace is the most valuable thing you'll ever have. I would even say, like, it's all you've got is your peace.
Absolutely.
And it's up to you to maintain it. No one's gonna do that for you, and if you don't, your peace will turn into chaos real quick.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and time again, I've learned that lesson the wrong way.
And the fucking how quickly you'll go from peace to chaos is something else.
And it's up to you. And there's all kinds of ways you can do it. For me, I've always liked making art. For me, that's how I find order within the chaos of the world, is by assembling it into something recognizable that it came from me. I know fundamentally nothing could take that away. It was me. I found it. I brought it from somewhere, and there it is. To me, that is peace.
Absolutely.
And for you, it might be something else entirely. And that's the beauty of life. That's what it's all about, boys and girls. It's finding that peace, and then protecting that peace with all you got.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, absolutely. And that has been all here today on
Radio.
I thought you were going to redline that for a second.
clocking out.
Double down, competition couldn't help him to rock. Missed the whole time, holy fell through the flock. That's an ordinary miracle, wealth to the block.